15 rounds.
Has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
You lose concentration in a fight and you're dead meat.
You're sheer 9 or 10. You're probably 9.5.
Oh.
10 is, no one's perfect. But honest to God, you're terrific. You do your homework. And
I appreciate
I've done
that.
everybody. You know, I've done everything. I've done, in the 80s, I did Johnny Carson. I did,
Sure.
Merv Griffin. I did it all. And you're very energetic and good, and you ask the right questions.
Works for the DEA. He was working deep cover until you
think I like this hair, man? You think I like these clothes?
First name Tom. How are you, my friend? So I could turn the volume lower if you'd like next time. If you'd like me to do that, Tom, I could do that.
Wow, that was something else. I don't know what I can do now.
Cycling. More to his liking going against McElvain. Stuffed through by Joe Smith.
Last name Smith. First name Joe. Joe Smith. Welcome, my friend.
Oh my God, Avi. Where did you get all of that from? Oh my God.
The United States is the no-smoking nation. No smoking, no drinking, no drugs, no women.
Well, thank you very much. I can't think of a better way to begin the new year than with you.
16 for good protection again. Going deep. He's got Clark in the end zone.
Being and legend. Last name Rippy and first name Mark. Mark, welcome, my friend.
Holy smokes, Avi. Where did you get that information from? That's amazing.
Drexler outside. Maloney. Johnson at the buzzer.
A warm welcome to a legend of a man and a player. Last name Johnson, first name Eddie.
Let me tell you something. When I have a retirement party, even at my funeral, you better show up.
Never realized it before. Yes, a lot of people I know are jerks.
Right, Mariel Hemingway, welcome to the green room.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, what a lovely introduction, truly.
Thank you so much, and thank everybody out there that's listening right now live. I think that's so cool. It's like Saturday Night Live all over again.
I had the bird. Last shot by Cooper.
First name Michael, last name Cooper. Mr. Cooper, welcome, my friend.
I mean, that was fantastic. The only other person that has that kind of spontaneity and the gift of gab was the late, great Chick Hearn. And we thought Golden Throat was gone, but he's reincarnated in you. I had a wonderful time. I mean, this is, you know what? You gave me good eargasm tonight, man. I love your voice. I love the things that you talk about, man.
I'm here to tell you that Dr. Ashton won't be able to perform your surgery tomorrow. He's been subpoenaed in a malpractice suit.
Italian men named Skippy or Unicycle.
I'm sorry, Italian men named Skippy. Put me away, Avi. That.
Very well then, $2 million. You haven't got enough money to buy my daughter off. Nonsense.
John Amos.
Man, what an introduction. I hope I can live up to that. God bless you.
Weaving through traffic, through 3 players, 4 all the way in. Dishes off to Coop for the bucket.
Did you have a good time, my friend?
Wow. Okay, so I wouldn't have agreed to do this had I known you were going to make me cry. Wow. Just powerful.
Hands are taking the goal. He's got him staggered, I believe. He's got him scoring. Good combination.
Thank you for everything you do, my friend.
Thank you. This is beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
Signals the play. Behind the end line. They put him again.
Avi is a poet, but he doesn't know it, but his feet show it.
You're unbelievable.
I am so grateful for our friendship. And you know what? You appreciate things in people that make such a difference. You make each of us feel like we're more than know how to even thank you.
I didn't do nothing, man.
I do feel.
It was my life, man.
It was a total pleasure. I loved this game. It was so much fun. Thank you.
Thank you. That's the best introduction I've ever heard in my life. You know something? You need to quit the show and be my moderator and travel with me because...
Jesse Ventura, welcome to the TKN Celebrity Tournament, my friend.
Thank you, Avi. It's great to be here and great to be back interviewed by you. It's been far too long.
Have fun tonight, my friend?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Being
around people who are willing and open, I like that.
Rob Van Dam, welcome to the Celebrity Tournament, my friend.
Wow, dude. And that is amazingly everything that's happened in my life up till this moment right now.
And I really thank your support. I lost my father, and you were the first person to support me and all that, and I thank you so much for that.
And you had fun tonight?
I did. Thank you, Avi. It was really, it was intellectually stimulating, and which is kind of a unique thing in this world of ours today.
And Avi, great job. This is interesting and different.
Oh, my dear, what an intro. Wow. Boy, did you do your homework. Whoa. You know, I didn't even know some of that.
Had a fun time?
I did, yeah. It was very interesting. Yeah, very different. Yeah, I liked it very much. Fun, and I learned a lot.
That's what it's all about, entertainment.
You have accomplished something that is absolutely amazing. It's amazing. There's no words to describe what you are doing. You are getting the best out of everybody, out of every discipline, and you're putting it out there and sharing it. You know what? Your show should be in every school. What you are doing is educating. The world is a better place thanks to you.
So, like I told you, that this show should be on mainstream television because it's the only show that I've ever been a part of that I feel like is actually solving the world's problems through the fact that you have people that are experts. Every athlete that I've ever met, they would love this show. How do we get all of the academics, the athletes to watch this? There is nothing that was on TV tonight that even remotely rivals what we did on this broadcast. The greatest wealth is when you can share it with someone. You can share your victories, you can share your failure, you can express your deepest feelings, but the greatest wealth is to be able to say that I have a friend, and I feel an unbelievable level of wealth, and a lot of that is because I have somebody like you.
It had nothing to do because they wanted to abolish federal laws, right? So it had nothing to do with the southern states wanting to assert their authority over the federal government, right?
Yes, as a matter of fact. In the old section near the woods. Tell me, Charles, do you use powder or stick?
And it was such a beautiful season because I believed. And, you know, we know what Santa is, but it was the idea, the magic.
Headlock, sell it like it's on you, and it is possibly going to beat you. If you don't take the time to do that, now your high spot that you're about to do out of that headlock means what? Nothing. His accomplishments in the NFL and his athletic accomplishments into a career that spanned decades beyond just what he did on the field is incredible.
Guys and gals and pals, the 199th consecutive episode of The Green Room is upon us right now. It is Saturday night, and gosh, I am really, really ecstatic because we have two great human beings in the back who do so much. They are selfless, and we appreciate the time and dedication, and also the availability, because again, guys and gals, we are doing this and we are doing it the right way. We subscribe to conversation over controversy, and guys, we have a lot of fun as well. That's why we call this thing edutainment. We appreciate you all across the board. 53 plus pages. Thank you, guys and gals, for the viewership as well. 1.7 million, and we are proud to say the last 4 episodes of round 1 of this celebrity tournament has averaged 1.2 mil. Thank you so much for that, guys. Again, thank you for subscribing. Only 7 months, and we got about close to 70,000 subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button if you like what we do here, because these are living room conversations, not podcasts. I don't like the word podcast. It's kind of, think of the word podcast. It sounds like an alien casting call. I don't like the word pod. It's so dry and cold. I like things with warmth. But guys, we have a lot of warmth over here. Buckle up, because this is going to be fun. And of course, guys, we have already in this tournament, we've seen 119 Hall of Famers from the world of sports, music, and not to mention professional wrestling, along with Oscar, Grammy, Tony, Emmy, Golden Globe, AMA, WGA, and Olympians, all competing for the pride and the prize. But it's not about the size. It's about the quality that we offer over here, quality human beings. And guys, at the end of the day, this tournament may be the backdrop. Yeah, you win 13 grand if you win it all. Yes, of course, you win a trip to 2 for Greece, 5 days, 5 nights. But at the end of the day, you get to learn about human beings. I know this sounds sappy, but it's about the human experience. Strangers become friends through this medium that otherwise might be cold. It's very warm in this place we call the green room. So thank you. And again, thank the luminaries who are part of this, because they are giving us their time, their mind, their heart, their soul. So if you're a fan of fiery, unbridled passion, that intro you just watched says it all, as it can melt the South Pole. This place we call the green room is filled with edutainment that has plenty of heart and soul. It's time I listen to Stanislavski and take a beat as I process everything in real time. This is the 199th consecutive episode of the green room, a feeling that cannot be expressed through a mere rhyme. With a bevy of views on 53 plus pages week in and week out, innovation is our name and the sweat is the sweet. By that I mean dedication, labor, and innovation only arrive when your effort is absolute, so put that in a tweet. And in this celebrity tournament that has captivated the masses, the field is one of a kind. Luminaries from all walks of life gathering to compete for the pride and the prize. This is truly a sport of the mind. Sure, the numbers are fantastic, guys and gals, but what's even sweeter is the sweat. By that I mean good old-fashioned work ethic, wholehearted passion, effort, and consistency never lead to regret. The good bard himself, Mr. Shakespeare, said, "Our doubts are traitors and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to." And to me, those words ring oh so true. It means that you are the author of your story. Don't edit your vision due to others that secretly prefer to boo while attempting to obstruct your view. With 13 grand and a trip for 2 to Greece and becoming the first champion of the star-studded field, a lot is on the line. But you, our audience, the engine that makes this thing go, are the sweet nectar that we appreciate like fine old wine. As strangers become friends and we all come together, let's remember that we're closer than one might surmise. Limitless visions of innovative bliss experienced by an ensemble is the vision behind these eyes. Don't ever hate the flower for starting out as a seed. Long-distance running is essential. This isn't a stampede, so don't run anyone over on your way to the top. Focus on yourself and never forget to cheerlead. Root for your loved ones and lift people up. This human fortune cookie hopes that we've all agreed that positivity is something that we can never concede. With that, guys and gals, I want to bring in our first participant, who's a great friend, and I think this quote is very apropos. Friendships that transcend social distancing are something that we should all value. A million "you're amazings" will never convey how much I cherish this next friend. My gratitude for her way of being and her honesty and warmth is something I never take for granted, because she's as genuine as they come. The language of the eye and the ear and the gift of human connection is what it's all about. When speaking with her, there's a sense of great elation. One can never pout. Her body of work has always been honest and truthful, as her stories always captivate. Her works of art that she's been able to create always translate as we relate to her ability to illustrate, as she helps elevate those around her to new heights. As a fellow screenwriter, her literary works are timeless and can move us so many different ways. She will always continue to amaze, and I shall always give her praise for minutes, hours, and days. And in me, she has a friend, even when it gets chilly and windy. So put your hands together for a dear friend and human being. Last name Pickett, first name Cindy. Cindy, welcome to the Second Chance Bowl, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here with you.
Likewise. I meant everything that I said. You are an absolutely positive human being, and it's been a joy, much like that clip indicated when you brought up. I want to tell you as well, virtually at least here, it has been a joy getting to know you as a friend. You really do care about others. It's a joy working with you behind the scenes on projects as well. But, you know, the friendship that we have, I think, is an indication of how right through this screen over here, there can still be human connection. We're doing that over here, and you're a big part of that.
Thank you. Thank you. You make it happen.
Nope. I'm just here. I'm just the guy with a funky tie. But Cindy, I do have to bring this up. I like to clash. I'm a guy that likes to clash with my color scheme. But you look amazing, my friend. And I got to ask you a question. You know, a lot of people are in this thing, in this tournament. Of course, at the end of the day, the real prize is getting to know each other and learning. And of course, bonding, even though we might seemingly be different on the inside, we're not. But at the end of the day, trip for 2 to Greece, 13 grand on the line, 119 Hall of Famers and luminaries all competing in this thing. Would it be nice to win the whole thing, my friend?
Yes, I always wanted to go to Greece.
There you go.
All those white buildings and yes. Thank you. Yeah, I would love that.
I got to tell you as well, Mick Foley and Sergeant Slaughter absolutely cherished you when you were on previously with them a few months ago. As you were able to see as well, just true gentlemen, and you were such a great part of that incredible panel that night as well.
They were wonderful. Yeah. They even let me sing and made me feel comfortable with it. It was great.
You make a lot of people feel comfortable when you're singing because you have been doing it, as you mentioned before we went on, for quite some time. You still do it daily. You still sing daily.
I do. I wake up singing. A song comes to my mind, and it's important, I think, to, you know, and what's happening in the world today and everything. I think singing and dancing, you have to kind of do that every day.
Do you have a go-to song, a song that you always?
No, I literally things pop into my voice. You know, like this morning, it was "Nowhere Man." Please.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I had this Butch Patrick song pop in my head. You remember Butch from the Munsters?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. He had a band in the 70s. He's been a part of this tournament. And on the phone last week, he sang a song to me. And for some reason, even though I never heard it, I can't get out of my head right now.
Oh, okay. Sing it in the morning.
No, maybe I should sing it, though, because my voice is awful and I might get out of my head if I do hear myself. That could work. I guess you're right. It's a new strategy. It's a new approach. But my friend, I'm going to put you backstage momentarily and bring in our next participant.
Okay.
Thank you. Great Cindy Pickett, guys and gals. To know her is to appreciate her. And I'll say the same about our next participant who may not want to take roses, but he should because he means a lot to a lot of people because he is selfless. Guys and gals and pals, the quote I have for this gentleman is, the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new landscapes, but in having new eyes. The true secret of happiness lies in taking a genuine interest in all the details of daily life. These sentiments all apply when describing the following participant because to know him is to see his heart. In a world filled with questions, it is comforting to know that there are simple answers when it comes to certain people. For instance, this man's honesty, his integrity, his word, his passion and compassion. There are no questions when it comes to all of the above because he's a quality human being. Guys and gals, our third participant grew up in Ohio watching the original Sheik and others compete for a promotion called Big Time. When cable TV, TBS, and Georgia Championship Wrestling arrived, so due to his purpose, he knew this by age 14. Some may not be privy to his beginnings while he attended a camp run by the Andersons, Ole and Gene. To say that this man paid his dues is an understatement, as his talent and passion are second to none. He's intelligent, direct, honest, tireless, logical, articulate, and he can also have some fun. His courage is consistent. You can rely on it like a Michael Jordan free throw. Helping kids and hopefuls is his canvas more beautiful than any Van Gogh. He's attempting to make it to the second round of this star-studded tournament, where he'll be sure to bring the gusto. All of you watching, always bring his name up, rightly so. He's a friend that I appreciate fully, as his class is something that he will always bestow. He's sincere and genuine and can make you laugh like a mid-90s Ray Romano. They know his name around the world, from Glasgow to Monaco to Kosovo to Moscow, and even in the wintertime, his smile can melt the snow. So why don't you all grab a gyro and a glass of Merlot? May not be a good combo, but regardless, I can tell you that you're all feeling quite gun-ho, as his impact is quite the presence, like Arnold kicking butt in Commando. Who am I bringing in? The mystery will be history. In a second, you'll know. Might have figured it out. This isn't a whodunit like Hitchcock's Vertigo, so get up and enjoy this ride like a Texan in a rodeo. Have you put the pieces together and figured it out like a common game of dominoes? I can rhyme the word pro by bringing up his last name now, but I say no. There's more to this man, as he's a comedian, storyteller, entrepreneur, public speaker, and so much more. So why don't I bring him in? Okay, I shall. Put your hands together for a humble, kind, multifaceted human being. Last name Snow, first name Al. Al, welcome to the Second Chance Bowl, my friend.
Oh my God, thank you so much. That is probably, without a doubt, unquestionably the best intro I have ever had. That is just incredible. I mean, the way you literally like rapped it or rhymed it or just put it together was astounding. I literally was excited and looking forward to whoever the next guest was. I was like, who is it? I don't, this announcement can't be me. Is this too good? I mean, it's yeah, thanks.
Of course it's you, my friend. Yeah, you deserve it. Al, I'm the same way. My father's the same way, but I have to ask you, are you one of those kinds of guys that would prefer complimenting others than receiving compliments? You don't really take your roses, my friend.
Absolutely, yes. It's not about complimenting, you know, it's about serving others. It's about, you know, that's what, you know, being a human being is about how can you serve others. You know, the best advice I think I ever got was from Tony Robbins, reading this book years ago, God, well, I mean, ages ago now, about how you could be more successful by helping others be more successful as well.
Sure.
And I've kind of tried to do that. I hope, you know, I don't assume, but I hope that I've kind of done that through my life, is that by, you know, lifting others up, I've lifted myself up.
Sure.
So.
You've done that. You've done that wholeheartedly. Again, not to embarrass you here, but I do have to bring this up to our viewers who are watching here on Saturday night. You did something remarkable, but it's something that you don't give yourself credit for. You saved a human life, which is, I don't want to bypass that, Hal. I think that is absolutely incredible. But I also think that the people I
was in the right place at the right time. And, you know, we both, thank God, came out of it okay. And, you know, I didn't do anything any more than anyone else would do. I just happened, you know, to be there in that moment.
It's a big deal.
To be able to take action and and to help him. So
many of your contemporaries are not shocked when they heard that Al Snow did that, because, you know, they always say the same thing. To know Al is to appreciate him, and a lot of it is your honesty and candor, but also your ability to listen to people. You're a very good listener. I want to ask you a quick question here. Do you believe, because we do conversation, not controversy, but there's something I wanted to ask my history teacher about 2 years ago. When I taught history, he inspired me and always asked me if I can do my best to continue asking questions as an adult. Do you think there's controversy in truth?
Not at all. No.
I agree.
Not one bit. No, I don't think there's any controversy in truth. I think that, you know, we all seek and hope to achieve some universal truth. I think that's maybe part and parcel of the meaning of life, is that we're all here desperately trying to really seek the truth of what life really is. And really, I think the truth, personally, for me, is that we're all stories. Every one of us, every experience you have is a chapter. Every, you know, everything that occurs to you is to tell a story. Be aware, no matter what you do, whatever you ascend to, whatever you aspire to, that at the end of the day, the only thing you can really leave behind are just stories of yourself.
That's very true.
You know, just stories. And then, of course, the only time you really die, you know, is when they stop telling stories. You know, think about Genghis Khan. Think about Julius Caesar. Think about people that are still prevalent and are still relevant to this day for one reason, because they created stories that you still tell to this day.
True.
So, you know, in everything in your life, everything is going to die. Everything's going to die. Everything has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It's a story.
It's very true.
And why mourn the loss of one story when by completing that book, you now get to go and tell another story? You know?
There's so many myriad possibilities. You're right. If we don't
It's
surrender to self-doubt as well.
You're writing your own story.
Yes.
You literally are writing your own story. So just go make up whatever story you want to make up. Nobody's controlling it. Just make it up as you go along. That's all I've ever done.
In acting, they always tell you to stay present. It seems like you're someone who does stay present.
I just live in the present. That's
Yes.
all I've got. I don't have a past. A past is not real. It's
right.
It's illusion. You know, it doesn't exist anymore. And the present's not here, so you don't have that. So what do you have? You just have now. So write your own story.
Well said. That's so well said. I'm going to bring in Cindy, but I just want to once again tell you that because of the experience I had brought up to you briefly before we went on over here, before we clicked the record button with a cousin of mine and something about drowning, and I mentioned this. My heart was deeply touched by the valor that was on full effect when you did what you did, Al. So thank you. Yeah.
I appreciate that. Thank you, but I don't know if it was valor. I just reacted and did what you do. You know what I mean? Anybody else would have done this.
Would as far as doing is concerned, would it be kind of cool to win this entire tournament? 119 Hall of Famers and Luminaries.
God. This would be amazing if I could pull this off. It would just be another accomplishment. I put another.
What would be the most, I guess, in terms of just the prizes concerned? We have trip for 2 to Greece, 13 grand.
Greece.
The Greece trip.
Go to Greece. I don't care about money. Who gives two shits about money?
The Greece thing. Yeah.
To go somewhere else, to experience. I got to tell you, because I just have to go on Antarctica, and then I've been on all 7 continents.
Wow.
You know,
wow.
And I probably, luckily, you know, been in probably 42, 43 different countries.
That is incredible.
The most amazing thing is to go and travel and go to see things and go to be and experience a culture. And you find out, Avi, that no one's different. No one. Everyone, if you go in the Middle East, if you go in Australia, you go in Tasmania, you go in India, you go in China, you go in Japan, you go in Iceland, you know what they have the conversations in the bars and the restaurants? The same as you do here. They all care about their families. They all care about being able to provide for them. And they all care about their safety and how living a good life.
It's so refreshing to be able to witness that too. It's so refreshing because of everyone having their preconceived notions all the time until they experience something that you have by realizing that at the end of the day, we're all people. We're all one and the same. I like that.
We all culturally, you know, is a little bit different, but you know, at the end of the day, we all want the same things.
Sure.
And people don't go to war. Governments go to war.
So true. That's so very true. Al Snow, I'm going to introduce you to Cindy right now here. Bring her on screen. Thank you again.
Can't wait.
Cindy, I know you told me the place that you would like to go to on your bucket list as well. Cindy, Cindy.
Hi, Cindy.
Hello. We met yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Our viewers don't know that, but you're right.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, I agree I think I've always said that everyone should write their story when they get to a certain age, you know, when we slow down and have time. And everyone has a story. Everyone has an interesting life. And no one does that anymore. Occasionally, someone famous will write a memoir, but we all have an interesting story. And so I totally agreed with that.
And I think the most important one is the current chapter in our book of life, right? So
it's the most interesting.
You can write your story at any point in your life.
Sure.
You can.
With every decision you make and every choice you make.
Yep.
You are the author you're not a victim. You can, you know, make it whatever you want to make it. So just make it.
And you were right when you said, Avi, or was it you, Al, that said this what we do here is edutainment.
Yeah.
Educated entertainment.
Sure. That's the goal. Before I decided to do this, as you know, Cindy, I was writing comfortably, professionally for a studio and didn't know anything about this microphone or headsets. I didn't want to be bothered with social media. But when I decided to do this, because my literary agent had asked me to get involved, it wasn't about opening up my Rolodex and calling people. That came later. I said, I'm going to do this if it could help people. And during COVID, I felt like a lot of people maybe had time on their hands. And if there was a way to bring people in together and make them realize that status doesn't necessarily matter and their upbringing doesn't necessarily matter, because as Al had pointedly pointed out, we are all one and the same, with the same goals and the same mindset. We may just not have the foundation. Some of us have a foundation that's rock solid, others don't. And it was sad to see people build personal prisons that they built out of their own fears. And I figured if we could just break away from that somehow through conversation, we can all benefit from that. So that was sort of the I guess the kick in the butt I needed to do this. But without you and Al and everyone involved in this, I got to tell you, you guys have been able to, in a courageous manner, showcase your heart through this tournament. Maybe the pride and the prize is the backdrop, but the real prize is being able to have conversations, make new friends, and realize, once again, as Alice stated, that we're not different after all. So I love that.
You know, there was an article talking about being one, all of us being one. An article in the New York Times, in the magazine section. It was about how we, as humans, don't just live on the earth. We are the earth. We are of the earth. And it's a long article, and it goes into a lot of, science and, but it made me think differently for some reason, because, we're on the earth, we walk the earth, we're, superior, we feel, but we're not. But the rocks are of the earth, the trees are of the earth, and we all are organic part of this earth, this orb that we live on. We're all one, we're all the same.
Well said.
We get so messed up with government and with different parts of our brain that are different than the parts of someone else's brain. So.
What affects my brain sometimes, before we start with topic number one, there are some questions that I've been trying to ask myself that I couldn't answer all these years, and maybe Al and Cindy could take a stab at this. Why do we park in a driveway and drive on a parkway?
Say it again. I'm sorry, my dog's barking.
Sure. No. Your dog might have some input on this. Why do we park in a driveway? I don't understand this, Cindy. Why do we park in a driveway and drive on a parkway?
To ask him first.
Just culturally, that's all.
That's it. Why do we say heads up when we actually duck?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got it.
No, questions that bother me. Why do we call it a building when it's already been built?
Oh, that's good.
Things that keep me up at night. But guys and gals, we're going to start with topic. When I say guys and gals, our viewers, the engine that makes this thing go, who are watching, of course. Guys, once again, the way this works is, after topic number one, you'll vote on who resonated most with you. That's a compliment when you're voting for somebody. As you know, there's nothing bloodthirsty here. You're simply letting Cindy or Al, hey, here's who resonated most with me and why. And that's how we vote after each topic. There are 2 topics total. Topic number one is something I'll introduce now. I call this trading places. It has a lot to do with historical figures. They play a crucial role in shaping culture and values of a society. I think sometimes through their ideals, achievements, and legacies, they inspire the masses. They can redefine societal norms, and they contribute to the cultural fabric. The impact of these figures extend far beyond their lifetimes, perpetuating their influence on future generations, and they create a lasting legacy that can help shape the course of human civilization. With that, guys and gals, think of artists and writers like Leonardo da Vinci, William Shakespeare. They not only influenced their respective fields, but they contributed, again, to the cultural fabric of their societies. Their works continue to inspire creative minds and propagate cultural values. They create a sense of belonging and pride. But what else? What if Al and Cindy were granted permission, to go back as far as the 12th century and coax a historical figure to visit the year 2025, a year from now? Again, what if Cindy and Al were granted permission to go back as far as the 12th century and coax a historical figure to visit the year 2025? What if they were able to take residence in the year 2025 for a full calendar year with a singular objective in mind: to help society? In order for this to come to fruition, you would have to coax a current figure, maybe someone who will become historical in the future, from 2025 and have them trade places with the historical figure that you selected to travel with you in the future. So they'll be trading places for a year. You strongly believe that they can make an even greater positive impact on society, but who would you select and why? Who would you select to go back in time and stay there for a while? And who would you select in the past, essentially, to bring into the future to help society, and why? Cindy, you can go on as long as you'd like. Al can go on as long as he would like as well. When you are finished, Cindy, just give me the cue and I'll pop back in. But the floor is yours, my good friend, in a 3, in a 2, in a U.
Okay. Well, I had a hard time with this because there's a lot of historical figures who would be important today. I was talking to my son and he said Genghis Khan, who you mentioned, Al. He said because Genghis Khan, he offered people housing, healthcare, all of this. But he said, if you don't accept, I'll kill you. So I thought, well, maybe that's not the right person to bring back. So then I honestly thought, I was reading about a philosopher, and he said, really the major things right now facing humanity are nuclear war, climate change, and AI. And so I thought, okay, nuclear war. And then I thought Oppenheimer. So I decided to bring Oppenheimer back. And even though he was horrified that at what he had created when he found out that they were using it to kill people, speaking about morality and intention and all of that. But he was a pacifist before they asked him to do this. And he became an apostle for nuclear disarmament. And I thought, and he spent the rest of his life as a pacifist and working toward banning the bomb. So I thought if he came back, people of course would know who he was. I guess we get to have that. And he could create a forum with all the global leaders who are aware of the power of the nuclear war. I mean, the Russians are, we're now seeing who can do nuclear in space, but nuclear power has always kept us from having more big wars because we're also afraid that someone's going to push the button. So we don't want that. So no one pushes the button. Anyway, I thought he would be an important person to come back and create a forum where we could begin to use nuclear power for something for the good, because it is, there's a lot that we could use it for, like to save us, the planet, from all the greenhouse gases. And but I also thought, well, he's creating this forum for so we can have a disarmament of this nuclear power. I've thought about bringing Eisenhower back. I hope I can bring Eisenhower back to help the divide in this country. Eisenhower, of course, we all know who he was, and he was the, he was the power behind Normandy, and he was a great president, and he was able to bring people together, and he was respected by both sides. And we need someone with that gift to bring this country together, in my opinion. So while Eisenhower's bringing our country together because he's a true leader, Oppenheimer is helping ban the bomb and using nuclear power for the good. And the person I would send back is Greta Thunberg, because I don't know if it would do much good then unless they knew that she was time traveling and could tell them what was happening now. But I don't know if you know a lot about her, but at 10 years old, she's Asperger's, which is on the spectrum of autism. And when she was 10 years old, she was so impacted for a 10-year-old, which is rare, by climate change that she quit speaking. And when she was 15, I think you all know, she started these strikes, protests in schools. And now it's reached all over the globe that the young people are protesting in the schools, climate change. When she was 20, she got 100 scientists environmentalists, writers, journalists, artists together to try and figure out how to spread the word. She was, of course, Times Person of the Year. Just extraordinary. So I thought if she could go back and somehow create a dialogue about what we're doing in 240 years since the Industrial Revolution started, we have created an atmosphere that's 50% more carbon dioxide than 250 years ago. It's just time we do something. So maybe if Greta went back, I don't know if she could do anything because I don't think there was that awareness then, but maybe in this particular forum, she could say, I'm a time traveler, this is what's happening, and I want to try and make a difference. So that's my history lesson for the day.
Thank you so much for that, Cindy. I think those are incredible choices because she was known and still is for the movement known as Fridays for Future, and has done so much as it pertains to climate control by being able to explain it with such passion and gusto. And she breaks a lot of barriers and inspires a lot of children who feel like they can't because of certain societal norms that don't allow them to speak up or have a voice. So she is the voice of many. And then you bring up Eisenhower, who, much to Nixon's chagrin, didn't like him when he was his vice president for 8 years. But you bring him up, and again, bringing up Eisenhower is so important, I think, in today, without getting political, because of the military-industrial complex. He warned Kennedy. He told Kennedy about the military-industrial complex, and Kennedy had to learn the hard way. 61, Bay of Pigs, that whole fiasco where essentially we were supposed to train a lot of Cuban refugees who were not militant. They were taxi drivers and lawyers and doctors, but they weren't trained properly. They were essentially destroyed by Castro and his regime. And as a result, Kennedy never trusted his military again. Right. And some say that obviously led to his persistence in making sure that we were only training the ARVN and the South Vietnamese in the Vietnam War and not being so proactive as we later on were during the LBJ administration. Right. So really, Eisenhower was to be credited for.
He did a lot.
So much.
He was one of the first creators of NATO, and he also did so much for integration. And he was just, but he held the country together. There were always the Democrats and the conservatives and the liberals and but he was able. Of course, it was right after the war too, so the country had come together. Anyway, we need.
Yeah, no, he also warned everyone about how the space race would lead to something a bit more devastating later in that decade of the 60s. It started with the space race; it didn't end with the space race. But you're right. Again, when people bring up political figures, saying that they're just talking heads, if they're meant to inspire a future politician that is meant to inspire a future human being that maybe wants to make a difference in the world, that's probably why they get involved in the first place. Or it's why they should get involved in politics in the first place until it gets too political.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, their viewpoints are skewed. I'm going to bring in Al right now and again ask Al the same question. But I want to ask you guys a quick question that has nothing really to do with this topic, if you guys don't mind. Right now, there's a lot of people that feel as if they have to respond to every critic because they surf the net. They're on social media platforms too often. Do you feel like people should quit trying to convince others to understand them when others are determined to misunderstand you just like that?
I think people are just trying to be heard. I mean, you're talking about social media like Facebook and, having people giving their opinion about what you're saying. Is that
it's
what
so prevalent right now, isn't it?
Oh God, no! I try not to answer back when it really affects me because why?
Why are people? Well, that's the question. Why? And I want to ask Al what he thinks about this because Al, again, you're very astute and direct. Why do you think people are affected by something so lifeless as a device?
It's communication.
Because everyone wants to be relevant.
Yep.
Everyone wants to be relevant outside of their circle.
Mhm.
Everyone wants to be famous. Everyone wants to be more important and have sway far beyond their realm of influence. And that's why everyone's on social media.
It's true.
And that's why they react. But why would you react? Quite honestly, one, it's not real, so who cares? And two, at the end of the day, you know, the only people that I react to are the people that I care about and I respect. And why would I ever react to anyone on social media that with the push of a button, I could just eliminate from my life?
Yes.
I don't
Yes, that's
care.
very true.
You could tell me I'm the worst human being on the planet, and I just go block.
Yeah.
We're done. I'm not going to.
But the next one says you're the best human being on the planet. So.
And the only reason you're telling me that I'm the worst human being on the planet is you're hoping, genuinely, subconsciously, inside of you, whether you want to admit it or not, you're desperately pleading that I do respond to you so that I can now validate you.
Yes.
And I can now give you an audience you didn't have. And I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
So
It's you handle it, I think, in such a perfect way.
wallow in anonymity, even though you desperately want to be famous. And be aware, anyone, you could, you know, turd with two legs could be famous.
Sure.
But not everyone can be a star. And just because you're famous doesn't make you a star. So.
Sure, I concur, and I think when I started doing this show and realized that fellow screenwriters were messaging me with this "How dare you be good at something you care about" approach, it made me really sort of, I guess, go back to high school and go, "Hey, I guess these people aren't really friends."
Who cares? Who cares?
Right, and then I got yes.
Did they have any value in your life? Well, then what does it matter?
No, you're right. You're absolutely right about that, and I appreciate that response because it makes perfect sense.
People say stuff about me all the time. You know what I care about? What my family says about me.
Yes, yes.
My friends say about me. Not somebody I don't know that's
Yes.
on the other side of the country. I don't care.
In that
Say
regard, do
whatever
you feel
want.
like avoiding a fight is a mark of honor?
Oh, no, not at all. I have no problem fighting. But
Sure.
why am I going to fight when by fighting you, all I'm doing is validating you? And
Yes.
that ultimately is all you want, really, at the end of the day, is to pick a fight just to be validated.
Yes,
You're
you're
nothing
right about
more
that.
than a worthless bully. That's it.
I like the way you put that. Yeah. And people always try to, like, as you mentioned, reach for the stars. And maybe as sappy as this sounds, they can wake up and realize that they're the universe. They don't have to reach for the stars. If they just
Or
reach
maybe
from
that's
something.
why they're reaching for us, and that's why they're
Yes.
looking at the marks. Because we're
Such a
stars
great point.
and they're not.
Such a great point. I'm glad I asked you guys those questions. Thanks for sharing that, because I know our audience sometimes they'll message me and they're struggling with some of these issues day to day. So to be able to hear you guys expand on that, it means a lot to me and to the Engine, our audience. Al, I'll ask you the same question. If you were granted permission to go back as far as the 12th century and coax a historical figure to visit the year 2025, what if they were able to take residence in that year for a full calendar year with one objective in mind, to help society? Who would you choose, and who would replace that person? Who in current society, maybe a future historical figure, would go back and replace them? Whenever you're ready, good sir, the floor is yours.
Okay. Whew, boy, that's a deep question. I base my answer on, how can I explain this? Everything in life, every decision you make has a price. Everything has a cost. You get nothing for free. And unfortunately, too many people these days try to get a free ride. They try to get the experience without the cost. Ages ago, if you made a decision, there was a preeminent price that was there in your face, not just culturally, but I mean, just physically. I mean, you had to go and do things. And I have two. I know I was only supposed to have one. I apologize, but I have two.
I had two.
So it'll be fair.
I knew.
And it's the timber. It's the nature of the person, I guess. There is a captain, I can't remember the captain's name, Turkish. They found this map. God, I can't remember where it was. It was a map of Antarctica. It's a map of the world. It's the Piri-Reis map. There are other ones that were, you know, from even centuries before. But to think, you know, of people that, like this guy who went and mapped the world, in the risk, the ability to make that decision, to make that commitment, to be driven, that kind of passion, that's a real leader, not politicians like what we have today. I mean, because they're not real leaders. You know, they're all self-centered and self-involved, and they're not genuinely willing to put themselves on the front line like that. To have a personality, you know, that would be willing to take that kind of risk, that could then manifest themselves during this period of time with the luxury that we all live with in this country, especially. You know, what they could do would be amazing, and what they could do to motivate and inspire others. The other one would be Nikola Tesla. He won because of his genius. I mean, the guy was, you know, granted, he was like what I've learned from most high intellectual people is that they are not normal in any way. You know, they do not see the world the way the rest of us do. You know, and granted, he's going to work with the handicap, which he worked with back in his day, which was the prevention of the sharing of that knowledge and information that he had acquired with the general populace, because of the fact that everyone was too greedy and wanted to capitalize on it and not allow society as a whole to benefit from it. But I mean, think based on what he was able to accomplish and create out of nothing other than just his own intellect and passion and drive, to what he could do now with the tools that are present, you know, and the exponential amount that we've acquired. You know, granted, I'm sure there's, you know, when we get into the whole conspiracy theory and wearing aluminum hats and everything like that. And let's face it, you know, if you don't believe in any conspiracy theory, that's a bold statement. I mean, you know, the government's responsible for about 380 million people. I've been responsible for 6 human beings, and I lie to them all the time. So, you know, if I'm lying to my kids, what do you think the government's doing with you? So, you know what I mean? It's just, but really, I mean, to give him the tools and the opportunity to be in this space and time, the advancement of civilization, if it were allowed, you know, that comes down to that again, if it were allowed. And the same with, you know, the captain that went out and explored the earth and was literally able to create a map that, you know, described Antarctica, that was, you know, a fertile and green continent. You know, Vikings, you know, that left literally. I want you to go to the edge of the ocean or a lake, just a lake, like go to the Great Lakes here in the United States, any large, massive body of water, and stand at the edge and just look out to the horizon. What do you see? Absolutely nothing for miles, you know. And these people, just on a hope, a prayer, and faith and a passion, made a decision to go. to go forward, and it's amazing. And we all have that capability in us. Every single one of us today have that capability in us. We just have gotten too comfortable to take advantage of it anymore. Every single person out there listening, all have every bit of that in you. You have the intellect, you have the creativity, you have the imagination. You have no idea what you're able to do, and what everything you think is impossible is not impossible. Everything is 100% possible. It's just you don't do it. You just don't do it. You could take control of your entire life. You could take control of the country. You could take control of society. All of us could. We just don't, because we're too complacent. We just enjoy what we have, And these guys, the captain that made that map, and Nikola Tesla, driven by passion, God, they could reshape society in so many different ways, if they were allowed to. And I would send Neil deGrasse Tyson. I like him. He's a pretty cool guy, pretty down to earth, but very super intelligent. I'd switch him with Nikola Tesla and then see if he could use his intellect in spite of the challenges the way that Nikola Tesla did, and see if his passion matched up the same way. That would be fascinating.
Those are some great options there. Gosh almighty. I like what you said, and it really resonated with me, especially when you talked about how many things we can still discover.
Oh, there's so much. There's no end. I swear to you, I believe it in my heart. There is nothing you cannot do. Not every single person on this planet. Every person can do something. Everyone can. I mean, look at where we have come from to where we are now. And we only did it because people just like you and me, all of us right now on this show, literally just went, you know what? I got up today. I think I want to go do this. And that was it. That was all it took to literally make the wheel, build the pyramid. We put on aliens this and extra whatever bullshit.
Yeah.
It was because you made a choice. You made a decision. You woke up and you went, you know what? I don't like living like this anymore. You know what I'm going to do? I'm fix it. And you went and fixed it.
Yes.
Not a one of us are victims. Not one of us. We can, every day we have the power to fix and make our lives any way we want to make it. Just go do it.
Do it. I was in a class.
For God's sakes, just get the fuck up and go do it.
Just go do it. No, do it. You're right. And that's the word do. I know it's only 2 letters, but sometimes I find it very.
Well, it's like if a frog had wings, it wouldn't bump his ass. So
that's true too.
2 letters, smallest word in the entire English language, but it holds so much power. If. Well, if you just got the fuck up and went and gone and do it.
There was
I just read about Antarctica that it was once green, and that at some point we will find things. I mean, I have all these anthropology, archaeology things, and it showed a picture of what they thought it might be like and what we could find, and they're anyway. So when you mentioned Antarctica, it's like the last frontier, but there are things there we haven't even.
No, yeah.
And the greatest dichotomy of human existence is this.
Mm-hmm.
We literally are nothing. We think we have that much more of an impact than we actually do. We don't.
60% of planet Earth has not been discovered.
At the same time, we're everything, because without us, there's no story. And without a story, there's nothing.
That's true.
Well, it's funny you brought up Tesla, because they had asked Tesla, what made you continuously challenge yourself and work as hard as you did, going down the proverbial rabbit hole? And
he's insane. He was a lunatic. That's why all of us that do this stuff that nobody else understands is because we're out of our fucking minds.
And just to add to that, because you're right, he did say that one of the favorite quotes I have of Tesla was, "It's paradoxical," he said, "yet true, to say that the more we know, the more ignorant we become," in the absolute sense. right?
Absolutely.
Because it's
And the
through
more you
enlightenment that we
now
become
search
conscious of our
out-
limitations. Yeah.
Because you now search out more answers. Because
Yes.
you realize as you grow and you realize how little you do know, and you force yourself to now try to get more answers. That's
the gift of getting older.
It is a paradox, yeah.
I'm more curious, and I just.
And maybe Cindy also let things go at that point, right? Because Tesla also said the reason why he kept doing was because he didn't have people in his lives that played potential role of critics, a father, a mother, a sister, a sibling, a girlfriend, whatever. He didn't have to deal with that, so he didn't question himself as much as others might.
Yeah, and you need other people to balance you out. You really do. Yeah.
Speaking about us being a part of the earth, the other day I read about a tree. There's a palm tree somewhere that walks.
Yeah.
That every some season that it decides it will uproot and walk and plant itself.
Yeah.
Just
independently of us, without even, and you're right.
Literally, just so you're aware, I mean, they say like grass, when you cut it and you smell it, that's it screaming.
Wow. Yeah.
Grass.
Yeah.
So everything to some degree or another is sentient. There's no, we think just because, we are what we believe are the only ones that are actually self-aware, but there's so many other, things that are. But I mean, there's the natural chain and order of life as well, that you have to follow. So
maybe it's
really
unfortunate. I would
really
like to meet the person who subscribed to the advent of time and punch that person in the face, because essentially we don't have the time to answer questions. We have the time to ask them.
Well, we have all the time in the world.
If we made it.
Made up construct.
It is a made up construct. That's what I meant. I wish I could punch that person in the face, because we allow ourselves to think that we can dilute an answer or response with the excuse of I don't have the time.
Right.
We have 100% control.
Yes.
Over everything based on one thing. One thing alone gives you the ultimate power. That's your decisions.
Yes, sir.
You can decide that you want to give something a certain amount of time, or you can decide I don't. That's your control. You're not a victim. You can control
I love that
in your life based on one thing, your decisions. I will give this my attention. I decide I don't. We're done.
Are you guys fans of the game of chess?
I enjoy chess. Yeah, I'm not very good at it.
Do you know that situation that there's a situation in the game known wonderfully by that pungent German word Zugzwang.
Yeah.
It's when a player cannot make a move without worsening his or her fate. There's no solution that can eradicate the problem. No way for the player to win. And at that point, the player can keep resisting.
I will.
Or how do I put this? Or accept the futility of the situation, and they can resign.
I won't.
Right. And that word applies to our logic. Right.
I won't quit. I
right.
won't back up. I won't retreat. I'll just keep going forward.
That's so necessary. It is. And,
well, it is, because the greatest accomplishments, greatest achievements in mankind were made by one thing, just the willingness not to quit.
Never give up.
Yes.
That's one of my things. It is.
Can I ask you guys a question? Were you ever at any point when you were younger deterred when you were essentially giving yourself to the craft that you so excelled in? Were you ever buckled down by others? Did you ever go through that phase where you felt like you can't because you won't, and you won't because of others' opinions?
Me?
You and Al, yeah. Did you ever feel that way when you were younger, when you were striving, when you were trying to accomplish certain goals? Did you feel like other people's opinions had a certain effect on you, perhaps?
Well, I started out, my dad was a director, so I started out at age 6 on stage, and I went to all these UIL tournaments and all this, and basically I was such a shy only child. It helped me have a voice and become confident, and it taught me how to competition. How competition, you're not going to win everything. You're not going to lose everything, but it teaches you that you can't always have everything. You can't always win, but when you have an audition, you think you nailed it, and you did nail it, and they loved you, but they had someone else in mind that they didn't have to pay more or whatever, Sure. So I think no, No, nothing ever deterred me. It was who I was from birth.
Al, would you concur
I
as well?
enjoy every moment of it.
Yeah.
Except when you work with someone icky.
Yeah. Al, how about your experience? Would you concur a similar viewpoint in terms of not being deterred by others?
I made a decision, made a choice, and as such, I never thought or questioned or doubted or wondered. I don't know if that was a good thing or a realistic thing per se, but 42 years later, I'm still doing what I love to do. So
it's beautiful.
I tell people all the time, the only one real talent I have is I just don't give up. And not because I'm, tough or any of those typical things that people say. I think I make a choice and I make a decision, and then
sure.
I faced, I've had this conversation several times on other podcasts.
Sure.
Where I don't really understand a couple things. I see on social media people saying, I'm grinding, I'm hustling, I'm this.
Right.
Listen, I can be honest. I've never been given anything in my life, ever. I quite honestly, not one thing. But I don't think I've ever ground for anything. I don't think I've ever hustled. I don't think I've ever sacrificed. And the reason I haven't is because I've done what I love to do.
Sure.
And if I'm doing what I love to do, how is that a sacrifice? How is that a grind? How is that?
Or a compromise of you as a human being. Yeah.
If what I'm doing is what I've chose to do. The other thing that I don't understand anymore that everyone talks about is like, I don't understand success. I don't understand failure. I don't get it at all. Like, what's success? What is it when you decide?
Sure.
Where is it that you're successful? Because I see lots of people that were quote unquote successful
because they put a monetary tag on their success.
Miserable.
Right.
And they don't seem very successful to me.
Sure.
In fact, most of the people that we all admire, the elite, are the most miserable, horrible human beings on the planet. Where do you succeed? Where do you fail? If you're doing what you love to do, even if it's in obscurity,
yeah,
why do you care? I mean, if you are enjoying what you do, that you are doing what you love to do, and hey, really successfully, if you were doing what you love to do and you didn't have to do anything else, aren't you really kind of succeeding anyways?
You're happy.
Yeah, you're not doing it on a certain level. You're not being noteworthy or notoriety or but how do you fail? If you choose not to continue to pursue what it is you want to do, isn't it a choice?
It is.
Instead of a failure?
It is.
Well, then where do you fail? I genuinely, I swear to you, because I've asked this question on numerous forums and podcasts, I don't get it. And
maybe you fail at defining. Maybe you fail at defining the true meaning of the word success. Maybe a person could truly fail at defining what success is, because oftentimes we hear from people who are elders.
Well, how do you fail at anything? How do you fail at anything?
And not realize. And I was going to say this. My granddad said this one.
Being able to define success is that you just don't know what it is.
Sure.
Well, how is that a failure?
Well, I'll explain.
Ignorance isn't a failure.
Well, what about this?
How do you fail? How do you succeed? Where do you quantify it? And why are you all seeking it so much?
It's a very valid question.
Your life?
Very valid question.
I don't get it.
It's a very valid question.
I apologize. Maybe I'm a weirdo.
No, I want to bring this up. I'll just get your thoughts on this. My grandfather, many moons ago, had told me that he failed. He used the word failed, so it just kind of jotted something in my noggin right now. he had said many moons ago that he felt like he failed because he devoted much of his time to work without devoting his time to family, and he could only realize that with a certain level of wisdom that he attained.
Family, but he didn't fail, and here's why: because he didn't devote his time. He devoted his time to work. He devoted his time to work because he devoted his work to his family.
Yes.
So did he fail?
Yes, I see what you mean.
You know, why are we so wrapped up in this whole thing? And let's face it, come on, because everyone's so ridiculously superficial and so pedantic that you equate your success and your failure on what else someone else is doing.
Yeah.
And what else someone has and how much more notoriety they have.
You know what? The internet really, like, we all pick up our phone for when we first wake up, and you see all these people who, in my career, I think, oh shit, should I have changed my name? Oh God,
Yeah.
I know, but we read, we judge in a way. Every once in a while, I think, God, I shouldn't pick up the phone because sometimes it makes me feel like I'm not doing enough.
Don't bother me. I'll tell you that.
You're a guy.
I've learned in my life, what's the most important aspect in life? To me, the most important aspect in life is respect.
Yes.
More than love.
Yes.
Everyone will tell you can't love someone unless you love yourself. Bullshit. I know lots of people that love other people that don't love themselves at all.
That's very true.
You cannot love someone unless you respect them.
That's true.
And you can't respect them if they don't respect themselves.
That's very true.
You don't think people respect people that don't like them?
I don't care. Don't like me.
No.
I don't need to be liked. My most important thing is you will respect me because I respect myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
And if you don't like me, because I've got lots of people that don't like me, I don't care. Don't bother me.
For me, that's hard to believe. It's hard for me to believe that because in my
like,
many interactions with you,
like
always
me, and then they don't like me, then they do like me, then they don't like me. I don't give a shit.
Well, I think, Al, because you bring up friends, I think every friendship could teach us about our own humanity. But the problem is that we're competing.
Hold on. I'm going to give you another, it's just my opinion.
Please.
You don't have many friends. You only have a few. You have friendships. But you know what a friend is? A real friend is someone who will put your interests before their own.
Yes.
Now, examine your life. How many of those do you have?
Not many people that would be there at my funeral on a rainy day.
It doesn't matter about your funeral. I'll sell out my funeral. I know that. Shit. I'll have 3, 4, 5.
It's very true. We all have a lot of people in our lives, but they're only, and they become.
What I mean by that is it could teach us a friendship, and I wanted to bring that up earlier. Every friendship, not every friend, because you're right. There's a I could discern the difference between a friendship and a friend, but every friendship could teach us about our own humanity. Not so much based on the moral conviction we have towards them, but could teach us about our own.
Avi, please.
You don't think
so?
You
don't need somebody else to teach you about you. You know you. You know what we do? All of us do. We lie every day. All of us lie
to ourselves
every day. No, you don't. You shouldn't. You do. But you lie to everyone else. The one person you should never lie to is you.
I agree.
And we do constantly.
We do.
Be honest with your motivations, honest with your emotions, honest with what it is you get out. Every moment of life that you're awake is a decision based on a give and a take.
Sure.
And there's a certain amount that, hey, if I give this guy $1, I ain't giving it because I'm selfless. I'm giving it because it makes me feel good that I'm helping this guy out.
Sure.
Just be honest about it.
Sure.
Don't lie and make it into something else. Just tell yourself the truth. Period.
I agree with that.
Wait a minute. I don't like that person. Why don't I like that person? Well, not because I don't like them because they're a dick. I don't like them because of the fact they threaten me.
It's very true.
They make me feel less.
Interesting.
Oh, when you're just honest with yourself, you don't lie to you, well, life becomes a whole lot easier.
I agree.
Hey, I go on social media. Why? Well, because I want to be relevant. I want to be famous. I want to get opportunities. Well, just be honest. That's why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it to share anything. I'm doing it to get over. That's what I'm doing. Doing to get someone to respond and to like it. So that
without
way,
needing
when
to
they
explain
don't
yourself,
respond,
without needing to
they don't
explain yourself
like,
to anybody. Right.
I don't
exactly.
need to because I don't care.
Right. That's what I mean. But I think it's because characters
you
self.
care, don't you?
Listen, I do care.
Of course you do.
From the standpoint of the fact that I want people to respect me as to who I really am. But I'm not trying to aspire to be or be liked by everyone.
By not being true with
There are exactly. There are 380 million people in this country alone. There are 8 billion people on the planet. There is one human being I can control.
That's right. That's right.
And it's liberating to have to subscribe to your ideology of life. And I think the reason for that is because
for me. It may not work for everybody else.
No, but it's a great way to kind of, I think, be able to inspect oneself based on what you're bringing up here. A lot of it is because character is self-imposed discipline. A lot of times we kind of police ourselves, and that's fine, but we shouldn't be policed by others. It means that a character doesn't need to be policed because they police themselves. A person of high character locks themselves up in their own convictions and realizes, hey, I can solve this moral problem that I have or moral dilemma without having to rely on society to solve it for me. I don't need society to tell me that what I'm doing is wrong. I need to know that it's wrong. I need to be able to determine what's right and wrong by myself.
And you can, because you do. And
Yeah.
you know deep down inside your heart what is real and what's not. You don't need anyone to tell you what it is. If
You're very true. You're very right.
With yourself, when you wake up at the start of the day, you know what's right, you know what's wrong, you know what's black, you know what's white, you know what's up, you know what's down, you know what's right, you know what's left. You don't need someone to come and tell you. You don't need someone to dictate to you, you know, and you can make that choice. You can make that decision. That's it.
Sometimes doing something about that is liberating and also exhausting when you realize that others around you may not get it. But when you get to a point where it doesn't matter if they do or don't, it is probably the most freeing thing in the world. It really is.
Pretty much.
It's so freeing. Yeah, you're right, Al. And
that's what happens when, to me, you get older. You start not caring about you know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
and, you know, fuck you. You know,
we got more time behind us than we do in front of us. So who gives a shit?
Yeah,
I respect that.
You don't care what people think anymore.
Yep.
Because at the end of the day, I'm going to be what I'm going to be, and I know pretty soon I'm not going to be here anymore. So you can like it or not. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, and if it does make you feel better, I love being able to learn by listening. And I know that sounds so simple, but yes, because I want to be able to say I'm wrong or I had it wrong so I can have it right later. I want to be able to learn, and being able for you to be as transparent as you are, Al, speaks to me. And I know that today in 2024, a lot of people don't want, we brought this question up earlier about whether the truth can be a place that frightens people because essentially they're intimidated by it. The truth is not controversial, and I would agree with you on that, but the truth is something that a lot of people escape today because they want everything wrapped up like a 22-minute sitcom. They want to solve their problems at the 22-minute mark and then go to sleep fulfilled completely, but it's not that simple. I love how you put it.
There are no problems. It's just what it is. Just figure it out. You'll always have a solution. You can always fix it.
Totally agree.
There's no way to make a mistake. Just
totally
do
agree.
your thing and go forward.
Yes. I would always say, we talked to Cindy about this. I would tell my students, especially those who partook in the stage on theater, you don't make mistakes on stage, you make discoveries, because then you realize where to go and why you went where you went, as long as you ask the whys. So you're right. Keep asking the whys.
Same with life. Same
yes.
thing.
Same thing.
Definitely. Curiosity.
Curiosity.
Just keep moving. That's it.
I love it, guys.
Just move.
From the heart, I really appreciate this. Thank you, guys. This was topic number 1. Guys and gals, we're going to ask you all the engine that makes this thing go to simply just in the comment section, leave a comment/vote on who resonated most with you and why. And we will move on to topic number 2 right about now.
Good evening. Hello. I am so excited to be here. What a way to start the Second Chance Bowl match. Engine, viewers, fans, everyone in the comments section on Facebook and YouTube. Go ahead and leave your votes in now. We will be tallying them in the back. Avi is keeping count. If you don't see it pulled up on screen, we still have it. We are still reading it. So leave those votes right there, right now, in the comment section for topic number 1. We have more to come with topic 2 and much more show after that. To get us started with those votes, I am voting for the person who I felt answered the question most completely, and that includes a reason for why he would have 2 particular people switch places and what they would do in the different times that we have this today and in the past with Nikola Tesla and Neil deGrasse Tyson. So my vote for topic number 1 is going to Al Snow. So go ahead, get your votes in. Al Snow has mine. Leave them in the comments section, and I am going to see what my colleague Howard Collado has to say.
Man, what an amazing conversation. And I just also want to say welcome to all the new viewers. Awesome to have you. Been loving your comments. So thank you. Thank you. Guys, again, keep on voting. This is where we're going to vote. My vote is for Al. Naomi, thank you. Very awesome. Very awesome. All right. So yeah, guys, now Engine, keep voting. All right. Al Snow has also my vote. T. Alvarez, very awesome. Hell yeah. And yeah, just bring this in. This is tough. I'm going to have to go with Al Snow. Very well thought out. Great vote, Dion. All right. James Ramsey, I feel Mr. Snow spoke closer to how I took and feel. Great observation, James. Thank you. Yeah. Ramon, what is up, buddy? I'm going to go with Al for this one. Yeah, I mean, hey, strong arguments, I think, by both competitors. I vote for Al on topic 1. Thank you, Chad. What's up, Chad? A man who is also in round 2. Yes, so Miss Pickett talked about there being an energy problem, right? I think we all agree. We're divided. Larry Lemley, I'm voting for Al this round. Very awesome. Thank you, Larry, for that vote. Appreciate it. And we're also not talking as a country. Nathan Lee, Al for this one. Awesome. Man, these votes are coming in. I'm sorry?
Bonsoir, Natalie. Al for this one. I completely agree. Ça va, Natalie, this evening?
Oh, I love it. Lester Cook, Al Snow. Thank you, Al.
Yes, thank you, Lester, for joining us and for voting. Get your votes in right now. You can see we are pulling them up. We are reading them.
Mike Trash, Al gets the 3 count. 1, 2, 3. I love it. Yeah. Here's your friend, Pink Sharpie. Well, there you go. Vote for Cindy. So, my vote is also going to go for Cindy. Sean Archer, I have to go with Al due to the Tesla. I should talk about Oppenheimer. He could bring back, and you could be able to use nuclear energy in a very constructive way, which I thought was very awesome. Best 2 out of 3, Mike Trash. Yes. Coming up will be one more topic, ladies and gentlemen, so do not go anywhere. She brought up Eisenhower, how Eisenhower could be able to bring us together, so that's going to be, so I definitely agree with that. And as well as Greta, she would bring Greta back and be able to create a dialogue with people. So yes, my vote goes to Cindy. All right, Julio. I'm going with Al on this one. Love his take, his view, and overall point within his answer, but love Cindy Pickett's too. Very hard and only first topic. This is gonna be yeah.
It is. There is more to come with Cindy and Al in topic number 2. Leanna, thank you for joining us tonight. And here's Leanna's vote. Al Snow has Leanna's vote. That is another one for Al. Keep those votes coming in on YouTube, on Facebook. Right here. What a great first topic. Both were awesome. Absolutely, Chad. I could not agree with that more. Lawrence, Al Snow is my vote. A lot of intriguing stuff. I agree. And what about that conversation in between? between the topics.
I think that's really where we get treated to such just amazing moments, amazing observations. I love those conversations.
Yes. Also, we're really getting such an intellectual and spiritual treat here by this powerful conversation. Absolutely, Hauser. Hey, Ramona, welcome. Ramona, were you here for topic 1? Did you get your vote in? Make sure you do that. Suniti, Alvarez, all the strength and vulnerability that all three are using. Ooh, Joseph. Thank you for voting, Joseph. He votes for Al.
Thank you, Joseph. Not that bad.
Who hasn't voted yet? Who haven't I seen?
Johnny McKinnon.
Thank you for joining us tonight. Johnny votes for Al. This is episode 199 of The Green Room. Allison votes for Cindy Pickett. Another for Cindy. Thank you, Allison.
Yeah. Man, they're coming in. Coming up.
199 of The Green Room. Howard, that is 199 consecutive live episodes. Here is one from Christopher Farnan. This was a tough one, but my vote goes to Cindy on this one. Absolutely tough. I can only imagine it's going to be tougher in this second topic that is coming up because we have more to come with Al and Cindy after we count all of your votes on this first topic. Like Naomi's here for Al. Thank you, Al. Thank you, Naomi.
And yes, Al, sweet. And next episode is 200. Man, I get emotional just thinking about that right there. 200. Woo! Man.
That is going to be a special one. Phil, we saw your vote there. That is right. We saw your vote. Thank you so much for voting for Al. Okay. This is cumulative, and we will be counting all the votes. We have them all tallied in the back here. We are going to continue with this on the second topic now. So let's find out what that second topic is from Avi himself. Topic 2 for Al and Cindy.
Great.
Topic number 2, guys and gals and pals watching and commenting here on this Saturday night. We appreciate you joining us. Guys, just a quick little plug. Our 200th episode will be debuting live, as always, July 27th, 2024. We've only had 4 pre-recorded segments. You have to guess which ones they were. But on July the 27th, 2024, a very special edition of The Green Room will be airing. We hope you guys enjoy it. Just to give you an idea of what's coming up, we do have the great rap battle between myself, Tretch, Kid, and Play. That'll be airing in August. And, of course, guys and gals and pals, the second round reveal show. We're turning this into a show. Those who advance to round number 2 will find out in real time as I pick names randomly of the second rounders. I will place their name in a bowl. Some laminated photos with their name on it will appear. And we'll find out as I draw name after name, we'll find out who will be facing who in the second round. Randomly, the second round matchups will air in a Second Chance Bowl live in August. And then we have a promo special where essentially every person matched up against their opponent, their competitor, a fellow participant, will direct their objectives towards them via a promo. That'll be the promo special show. And then, of course, that all leads up to the second round of the TKN Celebrity Tournament. We're happy to say it is the biggest of its kind, but through these conversations as well, we benefit from it. I want to be rendered speechless because, again, that's how this thing learns. So, guys, we love this tournament, and we love people who are watching it, and we also appreciate those who are participating in it, like Al Snow and Cindy Pickett, as I will right now bestow upon them our second topic. Guys and gals, this is a thought-provoking topic about all things philosophy because we should have a love of wisdom. It could carve out space for wrestling with life's most important questions. I think we should study philosophy not as a humdrum cul-de-sac, but as interstate dotted with hitchhikers needing to find their way home. That's why we should study philosophy. The question I have, and I'll ask Al this question first, we'll rotate the order. How important are the intentions versus the consequences in weighing the morality of an action? Guys and gals who are commenting and watching our show, how important are the intentions versus the consequences in weighing the morality of an action? Al, whenever you are ready, good sir, the floor is yours.
Okay. I would think that the intentions are tantamount. They're everything. The consequences of an action you can't control. The intentions behind said action
are everything, because you can control those intentions. You can make a choice. You can make a decision. The conversation we had earlier, that is the only thing that in life you can control are your own intentions. You cannot, as much as we would wish that we could, you cannot control those consequences. You can do something, take an action, make a decision with the best of intentions, and it have adverse consequences. You can take an action, make a decision, and you can have the most negative intentions, and it can have a positive consequence. And a lot of times in life, even though we don't want to admit it, there are moments where we've all, every one of us, have done and taken selfish, self-interested intentions that have borne positive actions. At the end of the day, the ultimate truth on this planet, no ifs, ands, or buts, contrary to what the popular belief is in today's society, the reality of the fact of the matter of life is that it comes down to one thing, and that is that there are 8 billion people on this planet, and there is only one human being that I ultimately have control over, and that's me. And I try to behave in the best of intentions every day, and ultimately I fail because I'm just human. There are always going to be selfish motivations and self-interested aspirations and inclinations. But I think that more often than not, in spite of my own shortcomings and own failings as an imperfect human, that the consequences thereof of my actions have borne more positive things in this world than negative, and I think that's really ultimately at the end of the day on the balance sheet what we really can aspire to.
Thanks for your honesty. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I beat myself up more. I always say maybe we should beat ourselves up with a feather, not a hammer all the time. But I grab that old hammer.
You shouldn't beat yourself up at all. You are what you are. And so why beat yourself up over something that you are what you are? But if you're a good person, I think more on the ledger sheet, you're going to have good consequences, even if the intentions were not necessarily holistic or self-sacrificing like everyone would like to tell you they are, which that is complete horseshit.
It is horseshit.
They're not.
Yeah, it is horseshit. You're right about that. I think a lot of times people are even today competing to inspire. You see that a lot.
Everyone wants to be self-sanctifying, self-sanctimonious, self-righteous. Yes. They want to be virtue signaling. Listen, one of the truest things in the Bible, don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. And there's one of us that ain't got a house built of complete and utter glass.
Totally true.
So why are you throwing stones?
I would agree. I just want to know how the words through, though, thought, and though don't rhyme, but pony and baloney do. Very, very.
I know. Yeah.
Always kept me up at night.
Pony. Yeah.
Al, really quickly, before I kick it over to our good friend Cindy, my question for you is this. Do you think, but just based on your own experiences, I don't want to generalize, but do you think people sometimes mourn over their own inadequacies?
No. I think they ignore their own inadequacies. And I think, quite honestly, I think people generally, I think all of us are a lot better than we actually think we are. I think everyone really,
that's refreshing. Yeah.
Are really decent, really wonderful human beings. I think just because of circumstance and situation and perception, and judgment, that we and then we hold ourselves to a standard that we can never aspire to become. We're not going to be perfect. We're not. And if you just accept that, and you accept that everyone is trying to do the same thing you're doing, which is just trying to make it through the day and be the best they can possibly be,
then you'll be all right.
And especially as you mentioned, as
We're all
long as you're,
I think we're all pretty cool. I mean, really, quite honestly.
I'd like to think that too. I
There's
really
some
would.
shitheads, but they're the personality disorders that are out there. Yeah, but for the most part, even the personality disorders are just dealing with their own issues and their own problems. So
I think you have a truth teller personality, which is great and refreshing, because it's common for people like you, and there aren't too many, Al, and I say this with the utmost respect, of course. You care more about being respected, as you mentioned, than being liked, and I respect that wholeheartedly. Yeah. And you brought up something about people who can't be transparent. Can you imagine the mental gymnastics they have to go through? Oh my God, just the mental burden.
Too tiring.
Too tiring.
I'm too old. Too old.
No,
I don't have enough patience to do it
anymore. Thank you for sharing your mind and your heart, my friend. I really appreciate that, and I know our viewers do. Cindy, I would like to ask you the same question, my friend. The question, of course, that we have for this topic, guys. And guys, this is our third topic. Our second topic. How important are the intentions versus the consequences in weighing the morality of an action? Whenever you are ready, my friend, the floor is yours.
Well, the morality of an action lies in the intent behind it, but intentions always matter more. And like if a person does something for themselves and it benefits everyone else, then it's a moral action. If a person does something for themselves and it harms other people, it's an immoral act, because immorality is harming other people. Like, for example, if we find an animal is suffering, killing is an immoral act. But if you're putting the animal out of its misery, do you take it home and try and nurse it back, or do you put it out of its suffering? And that's a moral choice. In nature, it's morally right to put the animal out of its suffering. In God's world, it would be considered immoral because you're killing. Like Hitler. If someone were to have assassinated Hitler while he was transporting all the Jews to their death, they're killing another person, but you're helping humanity. So is that a moral act or is that an immoral act? You're killing a person, but you're also doing it for the good of others. Assisted suicide. Is that a moral act or an immoral act? Some people will say it's moral. Some people will say it's immoral. So I just think that, I don't know, we've all become comfortably numb. And, Roger Waters' song. But I think intention always matters more than the consequences as far as a moral act, choosing it to be moral or immoral. It's funny. It's a really esoteric question. It's really, there's a lot to that. What's moral? What's not moral? What's right? What's not right? And as far as suffering or helping others.
Do you think, Cindy, that today in 2024, is it possible for most people to sacrifice all their material comforts and completely align themselves with social service to be of service to others?
Is it possible? I think it's possible for some.
Do you feel like there's less and less of a desire for that?
To give up all, like Greenpeace, before you give up. I mean, I knew a well-known illustrator who my children used to play with his children, and they just they sold their house, they sold everything and went as a couple to Greenpeace. And that's, to me, exactly what you're asking. And some people find value in that. I think you know, I've always wanted to be a photojournalist. I could give up everything and travel and take, you know, pictures of things happening in the world. I've always wanted to do that. So, you know, yeah, I think so. What do you think, Al?
Yeah. Do you think that that's the case, Al, overall? I mean, in the literal sense, you're right. As far as the question, is it possible for one in 2024 to sacrifice all of their material comforts and completely align themselves with social service?
Why do your possessions own you instead of you own your possessions?
Yeah.
And Cindy, go do it.
Yeah.
Why are you not doing it? If that's what you've always wanted to do, why are you not doing it?
Oh, believe me, it's on my bucket list. I mean, I'm
Why
you know,
is there a bucket list? Because really the only bucket list is the one you're going to kick.
I know.
So
Well,
just go do it. What
I
are
know.
you waiting on?
Well, I do it.
Go buy cameras. Get your ass.
I
out
have
of the house.
cameras. I'm a
Yeah,
photographer.
well,
I
then go get
always-
on a plane and go someplace and go take
I'll
photos.
go to Greece. How's that?
Go to Greece. Yes. Yes. I mean, why do we define our lives the way we do?
Well, it's not easy financially
Yeah, it is.
to just
It's
go
always-
anywhere
Oh, yeah, it is.
anymore.
Anytime.
I don't
It's easy.
trust. I have such a hard time trusting the airlines anymore, and just
I don't trust anybody. And you know what I've done? I've been in 43 different countries. And I grew up in a middle of nowhere in Ohio. I made one choice when I was 14 years old. And for 42 years, because of that one choice, I've been able to literally go to the Middle East numerous times.
That's
Australia,
incredible.
Tasmania,
Mhm.
India, South Africa.
Well, that was the best part of my career was travel. I got to be paid to go travel and work, but I always had a car, you know. And
you could make all of that happen again. I don't know why we all limit ourselves on our own self-beliefs, because everything we want is right there at our fingertips.
Sure.
It's possible to do. There's nothing that's
intention. Yeah.
You could do it.
Yeah.
You could do it, and you could have a whole different life and a whole different experience and a whole different story, and you could literally have a whole different career that might give you a whole different notification and relevance and appreciation and rewarding and you could affect so many other lives. Think about every decision you've made in your life, and every decision you've made has affected someone else's life
Sure.
to some degree. You know,
Definitely.
you can do it. You're an amazing person. I do not know why you just aren't out there doing it right now. I really don't.
Well,
And I know that sounds crazy. I get it. I understand. I'm not a motivational speaker or anything like that.
Yes, you are.
No,
You
I'm
should
not.
be. Well, you are. You just don't.
I don't think we need titles to define who we are. You are a great speaker and you do motivate people.
Do things.
exactly.
Yeah.
Go do things. Go out. Walk out the door.
It's kind of like what we talked about earlier, Cindy. If you remember, you know, the greatest part of, and you know this, Cindy, because you taught actors as well. And I used to love always telling them to discover the subtext in the script, to not worry just about memorizing lines. Where's the subtext? If the writer puts something
You're
down,
writing the script.
yes,
You are writing the script in your
you
life.
are.
Yeah.
You are. And it is your duty as an actor. It's your duty to be able to discover subtext, identify it, and then be able to apply it to said scene. And if we could do that in our real world existence, our lives, that would be amazing
can.
as well. There's
You can.
subtext that we can
You're
uncover
doing
and
it right
discover.
now, Avi. You're making this podcast thing. So
Well, it's
Yeah.
it wouldn't exist if you didn't have it, and you wouldn't have all these people connecting if you weren't doing it, and
Oh.
you wouldn't have these interactions. And the same goes for you, Cindy. You're doing things far beyond the scope that you even realize in your life every day. So why are you not just picking up and going doing what you want?
Cindy, is
Right.
there? I mean, would you be able to take that advice and be able to maybe prioritize this now? Because it is something you've told me personally as well that
You
you
don't
really
have
are
to
passionate about.
prioritize anything. You just have to make a decision. You
Well,
just
you
have
know,
to make a choice. That's it.
Writing is also one thing.
Yeah, do it.
But I'm, you
You do
know,
both at the same time.
yeah.
You're
Yeah.
awesome. Just go do it.
Al, I promise you, of all the scripts I've read, she wrote such an incredible script.
Yeah,
The one
but
that
part of writing the script is having life experience, and you could go have even more. I'm telling you, man. go
I've
out
had
there.
many wonderful experiences. I mean, I'm very grateful. I wake up with my gratefuls, but you know, the COVID kind of did something to everybody in their own way. But for me, it kind of grounded me and I haven't found my wings yet.
But you do agree, Cindy, that our ambitions never take a vacation, right? Our ambitions shouldn't take a vacation.
No, it doesn't. I mean, I still
Life of vacation. Do what you love to do.
Mhm.
Don't wait for 2 weeks a year. Go do what you like to do. You know, I've been on vacation for 42 years. You know,
yeah, well, every day.
no one's
Yeah,
giving
every
up
day
on
I do
you.
something wonderful. I mean, you know, I have a garden. I
Yeah.
love
Yep.
my garden. Today I went out and looked at my because it was supposed to rain. I looked at my broccoli. There were 6 plants. There was one missing, and my brain went, "Whoa, what was it? Did I plant 5?" But there were. But it's they're like my children, you know. I love the summer. I love gardening in the summer, and I take pictures of my garden and you know send it to people. I mean, I'm a real Pollyanna. I really love life, and I really do.
My wife has a garden, and I'm now
Does she?
obsessed with it. Yeah,
A
And I do
vegetable
the same
garden?
thing, right? And they're just like my children because I have 6 kids, and they're like a vegetable too. So
Yeah.
I think it'd be kind of cool if we were able to learn our last lesson first in life. That'd be kind of neat. But maybe we wouldn't be able to handle it.
It work that way. So
Yeah, no, you're right, because we wouldn't have any wisdom and stuff. But I do have a great appreciation for you guys for sharing again your viewpoints and your hearts and your minds. It's incredible to do what you guys did today, because I know that we never wake up intending or expecting to inspire people, but I know you guys do. And that's why I love being able to shine a light on who you are as people, as human beings. The person behind the persona is just so much more. You can never, ever appreciate a person less than the character you thought that you essentially grew up watching. Working
everybody
with
has that character in them, so you should
Yeah.
appreciate everyone.
That's it.
You know,
It's easy to do that
appreciate them
too.
all.
Yeah, it's very easy.
When did you change your glasses from sunglasses to regular glasses?
Like a magician, isn't it?
Wait a minute, I can see his eyes.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, you guys again. Thank you. It's this wouldn't happen without you guys. And again, I do want to
Wouldn't
thank.
have without you, Avi. So thank you.
Al,
Appreciate that.
great meeting you.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
This was
as
great.
well, Cindy.
I do want to
Really
play a
enjoyed
video
it.
for Al real quick. I thought about something though. If Carmen Sandiego and Waldo got together, would their offspring be completely invisible?
Might not be able to find them. Yeah.
No,
it'd be tough.
no, that's true. It's very true.
That's
Cindy,
Carmen
anything,
Sandiego constantly moving. Constantly
anything you would
Ultimate spy. You know what I mean?
got to think of? That's a good script. That would be a really good script, actually. I like that. Cindy, anything you'd like to let our audience know, or Al? The floor is yours right now, my good friend.
You can follow me on social media at The Real Al Snow, because there are some fakes. And if you want to fake being me, I'm just going to message you and go, look, aim the bar higher. I'd choose,
Right.
like, you know, Brad Pitt or George Clooney. I don't know what you're thinking.
I don't know
But,
why would you say that? Aim the bar higher. Let me tell you, and I think, Cindy, I don't want to speak for you, but you're all class, and you're as real comes. You've helped so many people, students alike, not to mention individuals that, again, like you mentioned, are in need of it. Regardless of their status, you really see people and treat them as the human beings they deserve to be treated as. And I want to say this to both of you guys. I know it's, again, sounds sappy, but they call it a present because it's a gift, and your presence is a present. It really is. The fact that you guys are here, I like this moment in time.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Absolutely.
you, Avi.
Cindy, I'm going to bid you do first, my friend. Thank you again. The results of this match, we're going to find out a bit later about that as far as who moves on to round number 2. Cindy, I will see you soon, my good friend.
Yes, we will. Okay. And bye, Al. If I never see you again, you're great.
Much a pleasure, Cindy. Thank you very
Okay.
much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Al, I have to say this because it is your birthday. And once again,
Well,
celebrating birthdays is something that should happen unless someone's celebrating mine. I don't like it.
It's the 61st anniversary of my escape from the ovarian Bastille.
I could have said it better myself.
Yeah.
This is for you, my friend. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you. Oh, Lord. Look at the hair.
Very cool.
And a lot of traffic. Oh man.
That's
my daughter.
awesome.
That's one of my daughters, Brittany. Can I say,
Mickey Doyle.
My daughter Brittany. With my bucket shirt. That's the movie I did on Natural. Yeah. That was almost for the holidays. That's my wife.
That's amazing.
God, she's wonderful.
Rudy.
Rudy. Yeah. Rudy. Yeah. All of these things I've gotten to do, I've learned it, but all because I just made it. Amazing people I've got to meet and the experience.
The stand-up world, yeah.
All because of just choosing to follow my dream.
Incredible. Incredible.
All based off of literally one thing, just making a decision.
Sure.
I cannot impart upon everyone out there, sincerely, stop looking outside of yourself. Please. You have control over your life. I know you believe you don't. I know you feel that things are outside of your control, but you can do absolutely anything you want to do. I'm no better than you. I'm no different than you. I didn't come from money. Both my parents grew up in Eastern Kentucky. We didn't, we weren't abject poor, but we weren't wallowing in cash. And I grew up in a town in the middle of nowhere in Northwest Ohio. And, I just made a choice. I made a decision, and you can too. You can do anything you want to do. Just go do it. Don't give up on yourself. More than you don't give up on anything else, just don't give up on you, because you're worth it and you can achieve it if you really want to do it. Just go do it. God, you have more power inside you than you could ever possibly imagine. Why are you just accepting the way life is? I don't understand. And I can say that because I'm no different than you. I'm no better than you. I'm no worse than you. And you can use whatever justification you want. But at the end of the day, you can find a way or you can find an excuse. And that's the reality of the situation. You can get whatever you want, or you cannot have whatever you want. It's your choice. You can or you can't. Those two words are the most truest words in your vocabulary. Can and can't. And they're a matter of choice. You can have absolutely everything you want, or you can't have everything you absolutely want. That's you. That's 100% your choice. Tell yourself whatever circumstance, situation you have that you're dealing with, that you wish to make yourself a victim, or you can take control and make yourself into anything you want to be.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, man. That really speaks to me, as did everything that you expressed tonight. I really appreciate your time, my friend. Happy birthday. Did you have a nice time, Al?
Oh, I've had a wonderful time. Thank you so much. This has been awesome. You guys have been amazing, and I really enjoyed it. I love these deep conversations. I don't really normally get to have them. Normally it's just about wrestling and, oh, you're going to beat this guy and going to do that and things like that. But yeah, philosophically, I get to expound my deep thoughts and my own personal viewpoint, which not everybody agrees with. And guess what? I don't care if you do or don't. It doesn't.
There could be a thing as
reality.
philosophically fun, right? We could have philosophical fun.
Oh
Sure.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but
absolutely.
it doesn't change the reality of the situation. No matter
No.
what philosophy you have, there is a reality, and then there is your perception.
Sure.
And reality doesn't change.
No.
Perception does.
Yes.
So.
And I'm glad that you were able to bring that up, and hopefully our viewers, which I know were definitely touched by everything that you expressed wholeheartedly, my friend. Thank you for joining us. I will be in touch real soon. And guys and gals, please follow Al Snow. Also, wrestlers, guys and gals.
On Netflix.
Gosh, Al, I mean, watching this on Netflix, I think a lot of people that weren't wrestling fans all of a sudden realized that they just didn't know it. This was a groundbreaking series. Would you agree?
Yeah, and that's a testament to Greg Whiteley. I've said that on I don't know how many interviews. Greg Whiteley and the crew, his people that worked with Greg. I mean, they were all so incredibly talented, so insightful, so they quite honestly, I just was what I was. I wasn't going to be anything different, was going to act any different, was going to say anything different. And I told Greg that. Greg, though, put together and pieced the puzzle to tell a story in such a dramatic and amazing and talented fashion. So
I'm glad you're such a big part of it, Al. And again, Netflix, guys and gals, I'm sure there'll be a season 2. I'm sure. I'm crossing my fingers. So. Me too. And guys and gals, OVW, Al Snow provides and promotes other people's voices. A lot of talent that are extremely gifted can be seen on OVW. Al, where could people find OVW, my friend?
Yeah, they can go to ovwrestling.com or ovwacademy.com and check it out and find more information on there. And, if you haven't seen it yet, go to Wrestlers on Netflix. I kind of biased, but I think it's pretty cool.
And last question, Superman or Batman?
Batman.
Got to be Batman.
It's the only real true superhero.
I totally agree. My friend, happy birthday, and thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you, Avi.
Man, very awesome conversation. Man, we've been really treated to something beautiful tonight. So guys, again, right, this is the moment where you start putting in your votes, guys. Engine, put in your votes. This is now where you will speak your mind and heart and soul. So speaking your mind and heart and soul, I believe Al and Cindy kind of both, in a way, sided with the same, kind of sided on, hey, head cheesy baby. Love that. Really sided. Okay, Sean Archer. All right, votes are coming in. Sean votes for Cindy. I love that. Okay, good choice there. I think both sided on intentions being very significant and important, but I really do appreciate how the simplicity of what Al shared in terms of, if you're a good person, you kind of ultimately are going to end up with the good results. And that really spoke to me. Phil, really great match. I vote for Cindy. Thank you, Phil. Really, Cindy also made such a great argument as well. So thank you for your vote, Phil. Guys, just keep them coming. Engine, keep on coming. Naomi, my vote is for Cindy. Very great. Very awesome. Cindy also spoke, some really beautiful arguments. She talked about, in terms of, putting a vote for Cindy, she was more direct and not repetitive. Okay, awesome. Thank you for your insight there, Joseph. Really appreciate it. She spoke about, putting out an animal who might be in pain. Is that a moral, immoral act, right? My vote is for Cindy, VIA, a Buster Douglas comeback. Love it. We got a boxing fan with Lawrence. All right. Lester Cook, I vote for Cindy. Awesome stuff, Lester. Thank you. Yeah, guys, keep them coming. Keep on coming. And I love your reasons. I love your thinking behind this. Dion, Cindy really discussed the topic in a very special way while answering Avi's questions beautifully, and a smiley face. Love it, Dion. Thank you. I love to read also your thinking behind these. Sean Archer, I think Al is a little, okay. Julio Negron, God, I'm slipped by hair. I know, they're both good. I go with Cindy with how she opened the can of worms on morality and her point to it with intention, but Al was there by a hair. Yeah, thank you. Christopher, what's up, Christopher? My vote goes to Cindy this round. All right, man. Cindy is coming in hot, man. Ramon Solomon, I'm voting for Al. I love it. I love it. Love it. Yeah, so my vote also ultimately goes to Al. I think there was a simplicity in his argument. With that said, I am now going to throw it to the second awesome judge by the no. Okay, we are going to continue actually taking in your votes, guys. Very important here. Very important here. So yeah, so, Al really came in with some, really a very kind of a very simplistic, but I think still profound argument. So I'm going to kick it to Giselle, who has also an amazing argument to make for her vote as well.
Hello again. If you haven't already, we have seen a lot of them. Howard read a lot of your votes off, but please get your votes in now. Get them in now for topic number 2 on this amazing philosophical question, which in this second chance poll is a little bit more unusual than if you remember round 1, where for the philosophical questions, everyone had a different question. This time, we all had the same question. So listening to them. Hi, Chad. Yes, Chad votes for Al in topic 2. Thank you, Chad, for voting for Al. And remember, Engine viewers, fans on YouTube, on Facebook, get those votes in just like Chad did for Al in topic number 2. We had the same question. Intention. Consequences. Morality. This is a tough one, and there is a lot to weigh on this. Al was very sharp and intelligent and to the point, and Cindy brought up all of these great examples about how we can think about this topic. Mike Trash, thank you so much for voting on this second topic. A very enthusiastic Al. Multiple times. We only count that once, but thank you so much for getting your vote in. So the examples that Cindy produced in this match are so intelligent and thought-provoking. And Lester, thank you for voting on topic 2. Lester votes for Cindy so much. Thank you. They could be topics in their own right. And for that reason, my vote is going to Cindy Pickett for this second topic. So keep your votes coming in. It's time to get them in if you haven't already. We have our viewers on YouTube. We have our viewers on Facebook. Let's see who hasn't voted yet. That is in the comments section. Get those in. Natalie, are you voting on this second topic? Are you still here? We'd love to see you. Myron, thank you. Myron votes for Cindy. We are tallying in the back. We have seen all of your votes coming up. They are appearing. They are being counted. If you haven't seen it show up yet, it might. If it doesn't show up, we are still getting those votes. Ramon is voting for Al. Thank you, Ramon. Sean Hauser votes for Cindy. Thank you, Hauser. Sean, where is your vote? And Brian, I haven't seen your vote yet. We've seen a lot come in. Make sure we're getting those in. We are tallying these in the back. We are seeing each one come in as they come in. Don't worry, Avi's back there. He's got those fast fingers. We are really, really close right now. Both of these competitors did such a wonderful job bringing in their hearts. Oh, thanks, Brian. You voted. Yes, voted for Al. Awesome. Glad you have it. Make sure you let your friends know if they haven't voted. Johnny, welcome, Johnny, Topic number 2, Johnny is voting for Cindy. Thank you so much, Johnny. I know. Both of these competitors did so well with these very difficult, thought-provoking, philosophical questions. And again, the conversation after the topic was officially concluded went to so many places I never would have even thought of.
Yeah. I mean, you know, Al motivating Cindy to just take up what her passions were. Why wait? You know, that's beautifully. I mean, I love it. It's just such an empowering thing.
Woo! Guys, the votes are in. We see the votes in the back. Let's count this down and see who goes to round number 2. Oh, that was really close. Okay, ready, Howard?
Oh gosh, yeah, better be because
together.
Woo!
10.
Drum roll.
There it is. 10. 9.
Drum roll.
8. 8. Not seeing any. Countdown still going. Who could it be?
Drum roll.
7.
Drum roll.
Whoa, exactly, Allison. Whoa is right. We are at 7. Do we have any last minute votes coming in? 6. 6, almost halfway there. The thought-provoking conversations of the century. Yes, of the century. 5.
5.
5.
Oh man.
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Neck.
4.
4. Holy cow.
Only a few numbers left.
3 away. 3.
We're so close. We're so close to finding out who is advancing to round number 2.
Oh my God, you said it.
From this second chance bowl match with Al Snow.
Round 2.
1. It's here. Yes, the big countdown, Ramon. It is here. We are about to find out.
Oh my God.
Who is advancing?
I do not know. Let's see. Oh my God.
This was really tough tonight.
Nail biter right here. It's a nail biter. I got no nails to bite, but it's a nail biter. I mean, both just brought it heart and soul and mind. So, I can only imagine who will be advancing right to round 2.
Oh. With 21 votes, 17 from round 1 alone, Al Snow moves on to round number 2 of the TKN Celebrity Tournament. Congratulations, Al. Al, see you in round number 2. This is a well-deserved advancement for Mr. Snow. Did you hear the point he was bringing up this evening? And where he went? Congrats to Al. Absolutely, Allison. And thank you, Al, for being here on a Saturday night and joining us. All of the congratulations are coming in for you. Chad, Phil. Yep.
Being here
Everyone is so happy that you are moving on to round number 2. We definitely want to know.
Oh, but wait, there's more. Giselle, do you want to read it?
With 21 votes as well, 19 from round number 2. Cindy Pickett has tied Al Snow and will also move on to round number 2.
Get both of these.
Congratulations to Miss Pickett as well. We will see both of them again in round 2. Ooh, do you think they want to face each other again?
I would love to see that. I would personally love to see that.
Right? They love to see that. There was a little bit of fire there happening at the end. Oh my goodness, is right, Ramon? Absolutely. Yes. Oh my goodness. I congratulations, Cindy. Congrats. Everybody is congratulating Cindy.
It's Cindy.
Yes, congratulations, Lester, Dion. Yay, Cindy Pickett. Julio, that was
yes. Was great. Exclamation point.
Ooh, and this is very important. Remember, when round number 2 begins, there will be no ties.
No ties.
No ties. And how is that happening? if there happens to be a tie. Congratulations, Al Snow. Also, once again, happy birthday. Yes, Lawrence.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Al, and congratulations to Al, and congratulations to Cindy. What a plot twist. I know. I can't believe it either. They both deserve round 2. Absolutely, they do. Congratulations, both Al and Cindy. So amazing that they are both in. I want to see more. We now officially have 108 second rounders.
Wow.
That's almost the number of, you know what's coming up, Howard, the 119. Oh, congratulations to Ellen Cindy. Yay, Cindy. Yes, Sean. Awesome competition. But 108, they both absolutely deserve round 2.
Yes.
For sure. I agree with that, Chad, very much.
Yeah.
108 second rounders.
Yeah.
108 in round 2. And remember, we still have 2 more second chance matches to come. We still have to see Lenny Wilkins and Eric Roberts. Those matches will be upcoming in the next few weeks. And not only do we have all of these amazing luminaries and green rumors in round 2, or 3.
Who else? Oh, who else do we have?
We also have some of our lovely Engine members. So we also want to throw out a big congratulations to Chad, Sean, Brian, and Dion for being in round 2 as well. They are here each and every week. They are faithful. They love what we're doing. We love having them. They are thoughtful. They are intelligent. Their comments spark conversation just as the topics do. They always vote without bias. They're here week in and week out because they love seeing us, and we can't do this without the Engine. So really, thank you, Engine, for being here. And also thanks to all of the group moderators and admins who air us on those 53 pages and groups every week in and week out, so that you can find us everywhere else. Yes, Ramon, congratulations to both. Ooh, Howard?
Guys, our final second chance bowl matches are coming up after our 200th episode. So 200. Wow. Next week's live green room is our 200th episode, and will feature something you've never seen before. Right, Howard and G Money?
Absolutely. You are in for a treat next week. You do not want to miss next week's episode. It's going to be incredibly special.
Getting goosebumps.
It's going to be quite different. You are not going to have a single expectation or idea what it could be, but trust me, you do not want to miss episode 200.
Oh man, Rock Richards.
Ooh.
Want to read it, Giselle?
I think the second round is spoken for now. Rock, you're in round 2 as well. You also tied your second chance bowl match. So what do you mean by that? Do you think Al is a contender to win round 2 and move on?
Hey, Myron. Good to have you, buddy. Good to have you. And great comments, by the way, throughout the night.
Oh, thank you, Avi, Kate, and Howard. It's truly an honor to be part of this history-making tournament. No, thank you, Chad. Your top 10 are amazing as well. And you're in the second round because you bring such insight into your top 10 each and every week. Guys, if you have a top 10 list, and gals and pals, all of our Engine there, if you have a top 10 list like Chad does, send it in and maybe it'll get aired. We love seeing that kind of context. We have more show to come as well. And also we have some very special hellos to say to some of our other round 2 competitors. Hello, we want to give a big, great Green Room Saturday evening hello to one Stephen Tobolowski, the very first person to advance to round 2 way back in April of 2023.
Strong match.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's a lot of our early matches. I think some of us may forget who's been in there and they might creep in there, but no one is forgetting about Stephen Tobolowski. So thank you, Stephen, for watching. You are awesome. We also have another very special round 2 competitor watching right now. And who is that, Mr. Collado?
Mr. Lou Ferrigno. An amazing debut match he had. So big shout out to Lou Ferrigno. Awesome. You're watching, man. Awesome.
We appreciate you watching on Saturday evenings as well, Stephen and Lou. That is so amazing, and we can't wait to have you back and see more of you. I know everyone is clamoring to have both Stephen and Lou back in the hot seat, competing, expounding on these questions, and that is going to be really, really intense and special. And speaking of special, that 200th episode is going to be very special. Al is tough. Ooh, Rock! Shared a locker room with him once or twice. Intelligent person. Very crafty. If you ever research wrestling history, you will find he is very smart. I can absolutely believe that from what we have seen tonight. There is no reason to doubt anything that Rock has said. We are at episode 199 thanks to people like Rock and to the Engine and those of you who watch us each and every week, which means we are one episode away from a very special episode number 200, which is a milestone. 200 live consecutive episodes every Saturday, week in and week out. Nobody does that. No. We haven't had a Saturday off. We haven't had a week off. SNL doesn't do that.
Nope.
I think your favorite talk shows of yesteryear don't do that. People take breaks. They take seasons. But we are here every week. And next week, we have our milestone 200th episode. And speaking of milestones,
I know what is within me, even if you can't see it yet. Look me in the eyes. I have something more important than courage. I have patience. I will become what I know I am.
Olivia will make a case for Joan of Arc as the most ideal historical figure that she would like to have dinner with. So, Joe Rositano will make a case for the original Psycho as the most influential horror film of all time. Matt, you're permitted to visit your future self in the year 2050. What would you ask your future self and why, my friend? Last name Ferrigno, first name Lou. Lou, welcome, my friend.
Thank you. That's the best introduction I've ever heard in my life. You know,
Grant Fuhrer, welcome to the celebrity tournament, my friend.
Hey, thank you, Avi. I got to say, that's one of the better introductions I've ever had. I kind of like to steal that for our TV broadcast here.
Last name James, first name Mickey. Milky, welcome to the celebrity tournament, my friend.
Of my face, even when I came on, I'm just like in awe.
CEO that did not believe in this a year ago. I told you so. Thank you guys and gals for supporting what we do, because hey, we're all one and the same. Whether you're a luminary, whether you're a Hall of Famer, we're finding out over here through these living room style conversations that we're not different from one another.
Woo! I love seeing those numbers every week.
Giselle, there's something incredible that happened in 7 months. What happened in 7 months? Yeah, 7 months.
Well, in 7 months, we reached over 65,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel. That is practically unheard of. Not a lot of channels can do that. We have a goal. We need your help to meet it. We are trying to get to 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If we can do that before then, that would be awesome. But we are well on our way, because in 7 months, we have reached 65.3 thousand. Oh my God. Yeah, 65,000 plus. This is amazing. Over 1.7 million views. And it's because of the matches, but it's not only because of the matches, it's because of the content we have after the matches. Like now, we have more show to come tonight, everyone. So keep commenting and expressing yourselves. We welcome it. We love seeing your comments there. We love seeing all of you here each week, supporting us, supporting what you love, knowing that what we're doing is reaching out to you, resonating with you, because it's so positive and it's a force. And if you haven't been paying attention to those intros, I don't know what's up with that, because it's not just us. You might hear this from us and think we're biased. But Howard, who from those intros, who has said the same thing over and over again? We've heard it from many different luminaries.
Well, I mean, Hauser said it really profoundly, during the match. Mark Henry always comes on and he talks about, just listening to the conversations we had tonight, right? We can sometimes even solve some of the world's problems, right? Mm-hmm. Some of the solutions that these luminaries talk about, how deep they go. He always comes on and he says it. He's like, these conversations go so deep that they have such great solution to them. And if we really are paying attention, right, mm-hmm. we really can start thinking about how to solve these, some of the problems in this world. And we heard some of that tonight. So
we did.
Yeah.
We did. Mark has been saying that from day one. Jacques Rougeau is another round 2 competitor who says it all the time, that we should be in schools because we're educating and we're entertaining, hence our infamous edutainment. So we have so many competitors, so many luminaries, so many celebrities who are here with us because they want to be involved with this. They can't wait for round 2 to start. But before round 2 begins, let's take a look back at a couple of weeks ago when we were moved by 3 other Second Chance Bowl participants.
Last name Lloyd, first name Ray. Welcome, my friend.
Well, thank you, Avi. As always, man, it's so great to be here. Just personally, us just getting to spend some time together and really accomplish 2 things: spending time together and obviously helping build this great show and this great network. And I'm so thankful that I've been there with you from the very beginning. And I just to see where you've taken this thing and 52 weeks a year. Never giving up on it. And the good thing is to see where it's still going to grow from here. I mean, the best, I believe, is still in front of you, And Avi, I don't know what I can say that hasn't already been said, bro. I mean, yeah. I love you like family, and I'm so glad that we met years ago, and I'm so proud of you for what you do here. And like I said, week in and week out, 52 weeks a year, bro. I respect you and admire you on a level that I'm not sure you even know, but and I'm just so grateful for our friendship, bro.
At some point, we did this amazing horror series. Man was writing 33 characters. I'm talking about he's writing characters with arcs, writing characters with depth. He was doing that because he wanted us to have a platform to be able to express our artistry. To be able, industry is not like that. It's cutthroat. It's dog eat dog. No one, you have to go through gatekeepers. And here at TKN, with what Avi's been doing, it's giving you a platform. It's giving you a canvas. And Avi calls me up one day. He's like, "Are you okay? I sense that there's there's a wall." It's like, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, no, I sense that you put something up. After that, we just had a beautiful conversation where I became vulnerable with him, and I shared some things from my past, my childhood, and I told him where that stuff came from. And from that day forward, a beautiful relationship started for me.
And you have to wonder if someone is going to believe in you and take a chance on you and understand exactly where you're coming from and why you need to do this beautiful craft of storytelling day in and day out, because you will die if you don't. You breathe it and you live it. And every single one of us on this screen tonight, we were given that chance by Avi, who sees the best in everyone, who finds out what our strengths are, what we are good at, what we love. When one person needs help, the very first person to say anything is Avi. Very first person to offer assistance. And it doesn't matter if that's a phone call or monetary. And he won't ever say any of this. He doesn't want to. We're alike in that respect. Remember I said Avi was the first person to reach out? One of Steven's stories in that intro is that Avi was the first person to reach out when his dad passed away.
But he saw something in me that, clicked with this vision he had of good people doing good things. He's become a friend. My youngest sister passed away really unexpectedly. Traveled from West Virginia, where I'm out, to South Carolina. But Avi was the one that called me every day, asked me how I was doing, asked me if I needed anything. And just what we do to bring out the positive out of everyone and let everyone else out there know, no matter what you've experienced, how dark it's become, you're never alone. Somebody has been there with you.
So let's welcome a close friend and talent. Last name Lloyd, first name Ray. Welcome, my friend.
Well, thank you, Avi. As always, man. It's so great to be here.
Well, put your hands together for a kind, legendary artist, the Doctor. First name Matt, last name Fink. Welcome, my friend, to the Second Chance Bowl.
Wow, you are the greatest bio rapper I've ever met in my entire life.
He said, I know there's several people here today who consider Harold Lloyd their best friend. And, it just, man, I tell you what, it just hit me in a way that nothing ever had, about that someone, would say that about, my dad.
I lived, and I told this young lady, there's no reason that I'm alive. I went down at over 70 miles an hour, bouncing on that hard pavement. I don't know why I'm here. And she said, God knew that your niece was going to need you. That's why you're still here.
Avi, as many of your listeners know, there are theories that there could be a multitude of our lives existing simultaneously in the multiverse. The beings that we are seeing, possibly some people claim they're having visitations, all that, they are not truly traveling through outer space. They're coming from parallel dimensions into our realm.
Dedication, labor, innovation, they only arrive when your effort is absolute. Luminaries from all walks of life gathering to compete for the pride and the prize. This is truly a sport of the mind. This is from the heart. Because 6 weeks ago, I realized just how much I love this. I already knew how much I loved it. But you know what I love the most? The laughter. The camaraderie. The moments where the luminaries that had never met each other before sat beside each other virtually and said, can I have that person's number? I'd like to talk to them. I made a new friend tonight. I don't get emotional outwardly often, but that gets me quite emotional. If someone farts at a poker tournament, no one will ever know who did it 99% of the time. True or false?
Only you, Avi.
You know, if someone says, "Hey, who cut it?" You know.
Did we ever thought about this? That the object of golf is to play the least amount of golf. Think about it. That's golf in a nutshell.
Yep.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's sad. I can't explain it. It's amazing.
What would you ask your future self and why, my friend?
Negative, and one where climate tipping points have been reached and breached, and the threat of extinction looms for
Gus Galaxy, this is so hard, but Ray is my vote. Oh,
Larry says Matt has mine.
Ray Lloyd has
coming in
14 points.
Justin with 13.
Matt Fink has 14 points.
Wow.
Which means in this super tight race. But wait. Oh, there's always a.
Holy
Oh, Kelly?
Alexander Texador says, I'm going with Justin in round 2.
Dr. Matt Fink! We will see Glacier Ray Lloyd, and we will see the Green Room's own Justin in round 2 of the Celebrity Grand Tournament!
Corner of Patterson Street. There was a sandwich shop on the left, and we were just rocking out to 1999, man. I tell you, I just thank you so much for some just great memories.
And but no, it's great meeting you guys, Ray, Justin. I mean, what a pleasure to be here with you, and your answers were wonderful and insightful and heartfelt.
Same here, bro.
I don't think I could have faced two better people. Wonderful human beings, bright, brilliant, honest. And honesty is something we definitely need more of in this world. It was an absolute honor and a pleasure to battle it out with you two. And
hey, same here, Justin.
Same here, buddy.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was, the man in the back, he always has amazing ideas for these videos, and he won't admit it, but that was a great idea by him, and that was just beautiful to watch. Yeah,
I'm pretty speechless after that final moment there. with all of us.
Yeah.
Seeing our lovely core group and how far we've come since we've started, and how the Green Room is always willing to take risks and do something different and not be afraid to try and see what works and what doesn't. And we started this tournament to have something to do while season 2 of The Lake was being written, and it's become such an explosive dynamic.
Love you as well, brother.
Back at you. And that's not just meant for us. That's meant for our engine.
Oh, you guys.
And anyone who's walked through these doors and shared their hearts and their minds with us. Being different is what separates us from others. Wonderful memories, yes. Oh, Dion.
Dion, love you, brother. You know, before the show started, I didn't want to think about 200. You know, because obviously I don't know where I'm going to be at next Saturday, just emotionally, but just it's trickling in. You know what that number represents, and I think the last 10 seconds of that video, 1520, that's it. You know, none of this happens by one person. You know, it's a beautiful ensemble. Avi's spirit is so much about everyone eats and hangs out at the table, right? No one's excluded.
No.
To me, that's a beautiful thing. You know, to take in the beautiful ups and downs of 200 episodes. Man. But I want to ask you something, Giselle.
Oh, okay.
Does the unexpected here keep you on your toes?
Does the unexpected here keep me on my toes?
Giselle, give me a moment. I know you just finished judging, but hear me out. I come in peace. Peaceful Pete. Now, I feel bad that I can't take that loss that I had against you last year, but I come in peace. I'm a good sportsman. We all know that. Giselle, I know that before round 1 began, you beat me. Maybe some green roomers out there are not aware of that. Now, because I subscribe to peace and purity, why don't I continue a recurring theme that we've been witnessing every week? We made it about the engine. The engine that makes this all go. Makes everything possible. Now, I have here some engine members who witnessed our matchup, and they have something to say about it. Now, here's my first engine member. I know, a surprise, because we normally don't have people here next to us live, but yeah, come here. Don't be shy. You come on screen there. Now, I know. Now, this is our engine member here. This is Graciela here, and she's been watching the Green Room forever. And I know you witnessed the our matchup between Giselle and I. And can you just remind us, like, who won that match?
You are winning.
So I won that match.
Yes.
Wow, thank you for that. That's not what I remember, Giselle. But This is the engineer. They're speaking, and thank you for that. Have a good one. Now, folks, I have another engine member here who doesn't want to be on screen, which is fine. Real, because Pete's all about, you know, being anonymous and all that. So can you tell me, between Giselle and I know you saw that match. Who won that?
No.
I won that as well. Yes.
Yes.
I won. Wow. Wow. It must be that what they call that people have that.
You know, Giselle, I'm just gonna be honest. You know, there's been something, this phrase called the Mandela effect, and it's essentially you kind of remember something, you think you remember it this way, but maybe it was another scenario that actually happened. And I'm starting to think maybe Pete actually did. maybe Pete actually did win that match.
You of all people believe Pete won.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy JW, aka Icon, aka host of Eye Contact, aka host of Red Eyes Entertainment on YouTube. Like and subscribe. So I'm just out here, you know, just hitting the breeze, just chilling. Because I've been watching stuff I've been watching some of the Green Room, been watching the TKN network. I've definitely been watching some of the stuff that Howard's been posting, and it's actually been kind of comical for me just to watch him like go outside in his neighborhood and then like just walk around like he's Mr. Rogers, you know, talking about the people in his neighborhood and the people that you see each day. And you know, it's like, you know, a little respect, you know, but just like I said, just watching his neighborhood. But I do find it a little comical, and it made me want to do something to myself, you know, just come out, speak to the audience, like speak to you, the people, you know, about what's going on out here, because I'm definitely looking forward, you know, to our matchup. I'm looking forward to the showdown of all showdowns coming up at the Celebrity Tournament Round 2, you know. And it's interesting because, you know, when I watch Howard's videos and I watch him, I don't know, it's just like I don't buy it. I don't buy the connection that he has with his neighborhood. I don't buy the connection that he has, you know, with the people. It's like, I wonder if the people of his neighborhood even know who he is, you know, like, are they aware of who this, or do they just look at him like, who's this random guy, you know, that's just walking around the neighborhood. And, you know, out here, you know, because I'm from Queens, like, I'm from Far Rockaway, Queens, and we're a peaceful people out here. You know, it's breezy out today because we're on the beach, you know, like, we're a quiet beach folk to the point where when you meet me, like when you know my personality, when you get to know the type of person I am, my personality speaks to the environment that I grew up in. Like, it speaks to who I am. Like, you can come out to Far Rockaway and you can be like, wow, you know, like, I understand JW more now because of his ground, because of his surroundings. And I don't know, like, when I watched Howard's videos, like, I didn't feel that. I didn't feel like I knew Howard. I didn't feel the connection that Howard had, you know, to his neighborhood. So what I'm going to do, here's what I'm going to do. You know, I'm showing you guys like a little peek, you know, like a little, you know, insight into my neighborhood, you know, like get a good look at the water, you know, get a good look at the bay. But I don't know, I think what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna end up doing in a few weeks or so, the next time you guys see me on the Green Room, the next time you guys see me, you know, live and in person, maybe I'll be in Brooklyn, you know, I'll be in Brooklyn and I'll walk around Howard's neighborhood. I'll go to Brooklyn just to try to better understand, try to see if I can get the connection. Maybe I can see what, you know, what he sees. Maybe I can see what, you know, maybe I can get to know more about Howard, you know, what Howard's all about. And also at the same time, you know, coming up with new ideas for after when I beat him in the Celebrity Tournament and I take over the Howard Show, how I can change things to be more catered to me. You know, so definitely look out for that. Like, you know, kudos to everybody. Shout out to Avi. You know, keep it going, guys. And I'll catch you all on the Green Room pretty soon. Catch you in Brooklyn, Howard. See you later.
talk about the unexpected, Howard. Will JW popping up tonight? Going to Brooklyn next time we see him?
He has some nerves, man. He wants to figure out what my connection to Brooklyn is, because he wants to get to know me. Huh. You want to get to know me, JW? Is that it? You want to get to know me? Okay, well, it's really simple. You're supposed to what? Be passionate or something because you have fire coming out of you. Is that what that image, that visual is supposed to represent, JW? JW, if you want to get to know me, it's really simple. Okay? JW. Family, familia, TKN, creativity, passion, amor.
Avi.
Just that voice. That voice. Just because he just comes on and he just he thinks he protrudes his fake charm. Awesome, great, congratulations! You created a great visual. Awesome, great. Okay, we've seen enough of that. Could we not? Could we just stop that for a second? You want to get to know me, JW? What's really inside? What's inside my heart? It's really simple. Show up here every Saturday night. Show up on.
Oh. Howard, why don't you just show up, show your heart in your match with JW?
Oh, I will. I will.
Oh, will you?
And you know what's really apropos about that last image? Because if you look in the eyes of that last image, it's almost something slithery about it. Something snake-like about it. And to me, that is what JW embodies.
How do you get Snake out of that image? Look at that. He's smiling. He's having a good time. He's happy.
He's smiling.
He's happy.
Smiling.
He's back with Avi. They're working together again. What?
I've seen this. I've seen this before. Smile, charisma. I want to change things for the positive. I want to bring a new order to things. Yeah, I've seen that over and over. I've heard that narrative over and over. Look, this place, it's given me an identity, a voice, a platform, a canvas.
And all of that could be taken away from you. You know the stakes of your match. You understand that that platform and that voice might only be yours for a short time more.
I can't let that happen. Just have you ever needed to say something that's just from just deep from your soul?
All the time.
Okay. And continue to say it and continue to speak it out and continue to give it voice and to give it heart and to give it blood and to give it soul. Because if not, what happens, Giselle?
You die a little inside.
You die a little inside.
You die a little inside.
I've done enough dying inside. I want to feel. I want to create. I don't want to avoid pain anymore. I want to look at pain. I want to look at love. That's inside me. And you, JW, you pose a threat to all of that. Do you understand? Do you get that? This isn't a joke to me. This isn't some cool little visual or some hip hop music. This is my voice. This is my heart. I'm turning 44 this month. And I'm done hiding. I'm done compartmentalizing pain away. And you know what helps me? This canvas, JW. That's what helps me. And you threatening to take that away is something I can't live with. And on top of that is the other flip side of this. Because if I win, there's a man in the back I love. And he doesn't get an opportunity to host a trophy named after a man that means so much to him, Tom Sizemore Cup. He doesn't get that shot. And I know he's told me that we'll be fine and nothing's going to change between us if I win. But no, I don't believe that. Things change. Things have changed. We've seen it. We've been seeing that. I've lost too many brothers in this journey. I don't want to lose anymore. I can't afford to lose anymore. Sometimes people do show up and they give you the pearly whites. But behind those pearly whites is a snake. And I dealt with snakes. And that hurts. And that's painful. And the only thing that releases that pain is art. Is ensemble. That's what my show means to me, JW. And that's what you're threatening to take away. And I'm going to have to fight. And I'm going to have to look in your eyes and take something away from you. Escúchame, hermano. Tú quieres tirar fuego. Vamos a jugar con fuego.
Taking what's not yours. Pete, is that what you're trying to do? You came in with this seeming peace offering. But I don't quite trust you on this yet. Something isn't sitting right. I know Howard was having a blast watching us go at it, even though we weren't on screen together, hearing your message, seeing me react. Pete, what is it exactly that you're trying to remember? And how did you just so happen to have 2 viewers think that you won? Are you in some kind of dream? Am I in some kind of dream? Am I in a nightmare? I don't live in the realm of nightmares, but someone else I know very well likes to reside there. She may not like what she sees all the time. She may not like what those nightmares do to her. But there's oh so much information to be gained in that realm of nightmares. Pete. We have the records. I'll get back to you in a moment, Pete. Right now, I have this comment from Rock Richards that needs to be read on screen. I hope you don't mind the little interruption. Rock says, I'm in one of those moods. I challenge you, Howard Collado. Mortal Kombat. Second chance opportunities on the line. Taking what's not yours is the true essence of competition. It goes back to the beginning of time. You have resources I need. I am in a position where I must do whatever it takes to get them. The first wars were spawned by such notions. Let's do it. Howard, I know you're listening to everything, even though you're still seething over JW's appearance. Didn't expect... Mr. Odalok, freshly minted round 2 competitor Hauser Odalok. This is a night of unexpected surprises. A message from Pete, a video from JW to Howard, and now you're here. What, pray tell, gives us the pleasure?
Excuse me, sir. Could I ask you a few questions?
No, I'm good.
Excuse me, could I ask you a question?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how do you define yourself?
Visionary, passionate, all-encompassing, powerful, strong, forward-minded. That's, in a sentence, strong. That's how I go.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Nice meeting you. What was your name?
My name is Hauser.
Hauser?
Hauser.
Right. I'm Avi. It's nice to meet you, man.
Your name is Avi?
Avi.
That is amazing. I know Avi as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But thank you. That is an amazing answer.
Have a good day, all right, man? Take care.
Who are all of you?
Hauser on the streets.
Yeah, it's a very fascinating thing to do. It just inquire what people, how they feel about.
Oh, hi there. This is Joe Rizart. I'm going to be out on the street very soon, and you're going to see what a real host does when they're hosting. Cup of Joe, coming to the street. You're going to get real questions, and it's going to be really fun and show how true hosts do their work. Take care, and remember, you'll see me soon.
True hosts? True host! He has the audacity to call me a false host? Did he not see my segment? I was tenacious. I was persistent. Even after that first individual did not want to talk to me, I kept on the street. And I got to the bottom of my question. He can't call me an unreal host.
You did. You met a wonderful individual who opened up to you, and I really enjoyed his answer. You only had one question, and you didn't have any follow-ups, really. Could Joe have a point?
Well, look, sometimes Mr. Zell, I'm just going to be honest with you. Sometimes I'm taken aback when people actually acknowledge me and the questions I ask. I'm transfixed and mesmerized by the moment. So don't know how else to respond to that, but sometimes maybe it's not about quantity. Maybe it's about quality. And that gentleman, who ironically enough was named Avi, gave me a very powerful answer and reply.
He did, and he had no hesitation. There's a lot going on tonight. Wow. Pete and Giselle, Howard and JW, Rock and Pinocchio Joe, Joe Rizart and Hauser. King Kelly White and I are watching this all go down. Whew. And with all this unexpectedness on 199, I can only imagine episode number 200 tonight has been crazy. Absolutely, Julio. It has been a night of unexpected surprises. Oh, look, Hauser. Did you see Allison's comment there?
Yes, Allison, I hope to see more of Hauser interviewing people on the street. Hey, Allison, that's exactly where you're going to get, and even more when I become host of the Black Box, and not Joe. You're going to see quality content.
Ooh, I like this little fiery Hauser here. Seeds are being firmly planted. They absolutely are. Hauser has a match coming up with Joe.
Oh.
Wow.
Greetings to Giselle and greetings to Hauser Odoa. Can you guys hear me well?
Absolutely.
I do. It's great to have you, Mr. Klein.
It's great to be here. I was speaking with Howard in the back, and he's not doing well.
Oh.
Huh.
This JW mess is not only affecting his mind, it's affecting his soul. Howard's going to tell us more on Wednesday on the Black Box, guys. It'll still air on Joe Rizart's page at 8 p.m. Eastern Time Wednesday night. If you want more on the Howard JW situation, Giselle Pete, Rock Richards, and Pinocchio Joe, and then Hauser and Joe, you'll have to tune in Wednesday night. But I do want to tell you all that King Kelly White and I are watching it all go down. And I may not be a third rounder like Kelly or Giselle and Pete, but we're sticking to our plan. Truth is all there is. Love is all there ever can be. What's left is what we make it. Do we need more? Do we take anything else and add it onto our plate? I don't know. But I do know that my focus, as Howard mentioned earlier, is to hoist the Tom Sizemore Memorial Cup as high as I can. I want to win. You want to win. Giselle, you want to win. Do you guys understand that we're all in this thing? Do you understand that the Green Roomers are in this tournament? Also, you are on the brink of elimination. We're on the precipice of something so incredibly wonderful. We're moving people because we're real. We're touching their hearts because they can see ours. But Hauser and Joe and Giselle and Pete and Howard and JW, Pinocchio and Rock, something eats at you. And it can't. You can't be distracted by comparison if you're captivated with purpose. It'd be utter folly to focus on anything other than the main objective, our super objective. We here at TKN, Dion, Allison, Chad, Ramon, Julio, Lester, this amazing, amazing group of green roomers that are on every Saturday night and Wednesday. We're doing something that the populace can't fathom. They say the best way to get rid of evil is to shine a light on it. Who am I to say the following? I'm me, and I have a voice, and I can say the following, so I will. No one's going to shut me up. We've got rid of the evil. Sometimes evil gets rid of itself. Sometimes it can't handle the light. Unfortunately, simple-mindedness and intelligence have become defined by the lowest common denominator of popularity and consensus, not by an objective standard of reason. How can we define that? How can we give thoughts on an abstract concept? We could put on the full armor of God so we can take our stand against the devil's schemes. We can engage in positive self-talk. We can engrave everything we stand for on the tablet of our minds. We can experience life according to the beliefs about ourselves. And we can raise a huge middle finger to the rolling eyes and sarcastic types who think they're above the human condition at its best. From this perspective, maybe we can experience life without worrying about where we're going tomorrow and holding on to this moment right now. 11:17 p.m. Eastern Time. 4 numbers that represent my birth. Every day there's a night in which we could put our day to bed. You know, there's a story about Gilgamesh. When he decided to conquer immortality, he wanted to be something else than what he was, right? We all know the story of Gilgamesh. He wanted to go beyond his human limits, to transgress them. There's consequences. And for those that don't understand, think and absorb. If you want something simple, watch the Huck Tua video 20 times in a row. If you want something meaningful, embrace the confusion. You'll understand. I don't mean to speak in riddles. I mean to speak about our beliefs and values and what we think is true. Al Snow said it earlier, and so did Cindy. Focus on what you think is important. This film you're watching now in real time is TKN. And it's a very powerful representation of what others might deem some sort of madness. Maybe it is. Maybe an avant-garde, different approach to art is madness. But without madness, we'd have no Van Gogh. Without madness, we would not have genius. And all of us here are geniuses because of you, allowing our voices to touch you. They are wholehearted. They mean something. I believe our conversations contain in them some sort of spirit of our time. I can recognize our beautiful, positive madness in poems like Eliot, Joyce, Beckett. It has to do with the way we live today, in sort of a panic. Sometimes being overwhelmed by an unbearable notion of ourselves. They say the mirror might be the abyss, and we believe we have the duty to acknowledge everything that we see in there. To stare at every platitude, every horror. Because we want to provide the ultimate definition. This is what I like to show. An honesty from a certain point of view. A smile. A tragedy. The conversations that we have here are very real, and they tell the truth. They don't rely on fabrication. They don't modify reality to suit our purpose. We work within a framework, sure. But we know the difference between beliefs and values. Beliefs are what you think is true. Values are what you think is important. Focus on what you think is important. I love you guys. And next Saturday night, July the 27th, Giselle, Hauser, Howard, King Kelly, Joe Rositano, Pete Sharpie, maybe some others will join us live for a special broadcast unlike anything you've seen before in green room history. That much I can promise. You don't have to replay my words, because in the words of Al Snow, you've probably heard me echo those sentiments myself, I'm no better than anybody. I'm figuring this thing called life out just like you. But I challenge myself to provoke as much thought as I can. I challenge myself to stay present. Not because I want to solve a riddle, not because I want to be able to sound poignant or intelligent. It's because I want to sound out what I feel. And if this is how I speak, this is how I always shall. Don't worry about perception. Put it away. You guys are special. We saw 4 engine members, 5, put their hearts and soul on full display. We saw them remind the masses that when the lights are bright and TKN goes live, anybody can thrive as long as they trust. You guys trusted us, and that means the world to us. We trust you right back. Forget about societal norms. Forget about vague generalities. Forget about people who want to raise their hand every day and go, hey, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Fund me. Support me. Don't be bullied into supporting something that speaks to people simply due to numbers and metrics. Because if these broadcasts suck, don't watch them. Don't watch them. If they don't speak to you, do not watch 1 second of these broadcasts. But if they do, get them out there. Remember something, guys. Standing up isn't difficult. Staying up, maybe. But do not lay down because of others. Because at the end of the day, life is like a toilet paper. You're either on a roll or taking shit from some asshole. No need to take shit. Live your life. And next week, we'll live ours and share every moment live with you. Together. United like never before. Until then, I bid you all adieu. So for Hauser, Odalock, and Giselle, tune in next Saturday night for the epic 200th episode of The Green Room. The only thing we'll let you know is that Dell Time will return. A brand new archives will return. Aside from that, we have one giant surprise for you all next Saturday night that we're not going to reveal. You have to join us live to find out what that surprise is. What I will say is that it'll be time well spent. There's no doubt about that. Wednesday night's Black Box, Joe Rositano will be hitting the streets, trying to show Hauser Odalock, sitting here before us, what it's like. Because Joe Rositano and Hauser have a battle coming up. That really doesn't have much to do with the tournament, although it does. The winner of their battle will host the Black Box. Once and for all, there'll be a permanent host of the Black Box. It's been a revolving door. Joe and Hauser are going to do battle at some point, either in the Black Box or in the Green Room, for the right to host the Black Box. And if Joe Rositano is able to procure a certain amount of votes and win his match, he will then face Hauser in round 2 of the tournament. Guys, we have a huge show coming up. I'll let you know right now, guys, we have a couple more Second Chance Bowl matchups. Kind of been split in half. Lenny Wilkins, a 3-time Basketball Hall of Famer. For the longest time was the winningest coach of all time in NBA history. One of the greatest point guards in NBA history. This man is up next for his Second Chance Bowl matchup against one or maybe two mystery competitors. One or maybe two. If that's not enough, Eric Roberts has his own Second Chance Bowl matchup against a mystery competitor. Will it be someone new? Will it be a blast from the past? We don't know. But Eric Roberts will also have his own Second Chance Bowl matchup. That's 2 separate Second Chance Bowl matchups. And then it's the second round reveal show where names on laminated cards and photos will appear before you as I draw them out of a bowl and we find out in real time, finally, who faces who. Finally, the matchups in round 2. And then the promo special to finish up round number 1 officially. As round number 2 begins the following week. At some point, you'll see the rap battle and the D&D show as well, so don't worry. Guys and gals, we've got a lot of stuff for you coming down the pike. But you have to tune in on Wednesday night on Joe Rizart's page for more information and more live content, some great challenges. And again, guys and gals, next week, a big surprise. If you want more visually from us, all you have to do is feast your eyes on the following and enjoy our outro.
Obsession's going to be talent every time. You got all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed? Is it all you ever think about?
Mark Wahlberg said, Entourage came directly out of Arliss.
Bringing gifts. What kind of gift?
More to it than just the words that you couldn't hear. There's also something about the soul.
Of course not. Don't be ridiculous.
But if you don't surround yourself with people you can trust, you really don't have a shot.
But none of these
players right now look to be the guy that could solve my problem.
There, I just took the player to TV and just started saying it.
I don't have any trouble with rock and roll. I don't have any trouble with anybody.
It was probably the most remarkable experience of my life as a musician.
So, Julie, this is Val. Listen, call me as soon as you get home.
Everybody could agree on that was truly miraculous, that was a step forward to a possible future when there was no more D-Days.
Yeah, that'll be great. Why don't you come with me?
If it's one of the bands that you're sick of hearing, that means it's because they're that great.
A story that's been told in different ways, but it's really nice.
And that all this conflict that we do is really kind of all for naught.
Rico, I think you should move the van.
This friendship is very, very close to my heart.
Great! Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But he's got to be right up there with one of the greatest linebackers of all time. So, you know.
Hey, don't get upset. What 2 out of 3 roommates do in the privacy of their own living room.
Larry!
There are sports where women would be better than men.
I'll give this to you and you give it to the guys, and if you'd like to tell them what you got there.
Every bit of emotion, and it's so iconic, and that's why the scene has been parodied like 50, 70 times.
Raven, wow, how lucky am I? We win.
All right,
In my head, I was thinking, the truth shall set you free. The truth shall set you free.
Greg Louganis, of course, has already been presented with the gold, and Bruce Kimball with the...
For them, they're all just trying to find their own identity in a world where it's so hard to figure out who we are, especially very young.
I saw you save me from myself.
Think a million thoughts about a million things and hope everybody's just doing okay.
Shots to the head.
Oh,
that's it.
Down, and that is all.
It's the guy who's willing to die who's going to win that itch. And I know if I'm going to have any life anymore.
You gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes.
Now, I think you're going to see a guy who will go that inch with you.
You know what? Maybe one of the world's problems will get solved by listening to this show.
Avi, I'm gonna win this whole thing. Watch.
I know you are, Tom. I know you are.